Hello everyone. Subscribe to earn drops, guys. Subscribe to earn drops. Apparently I have drops. Get rewards by purchasing or gifting for subscriptions to Coach Mini's channel whilst they're live in Valorant. Nice. Good morning, Joe, Rion, Ice Cream Man, Stupid RNG. I like that name. Anti-Criminal. We have some good names today. Twifster, Hawkers, sorry. Ayori, Light's Breath. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm kind of tired today. I mean, staying up late a little bit, like the teenager I am, playing video games. What was I playing yesterday? I think I was playing LOL Arena. I'm a Zillion main. I go higher on Zillion. Hey Zank. The thing is that I technically could stay up to 3 AM and then not regret my life choices because I could just sleep in. Like nothing's stopping me. Except for watching good Valorant back before the game starts. What do I think of this comp? We'll get to it later, but I think this comp should beat this comp, and it directly counters this comp. So a little bit concerned as to what happened in this match. A Teo Fade versus a Chamber is a pretty good answer to Chamber. Do you agree that this champs is the best and most unpredictable? Yeah. I think going into this event, if you try to predict who would finish where, you're kind of stupid. Because, like, realistically, everyone knows that Americas has been looking weak. DRX are DRX. Like, DRX cooked. And they always can cook. And then Team Liquid play very standard game. So like when the team cooks versus you, it could be difficult. This is this is just Team Heretics, like returning to form. And so if Team Heretics return to form, a game versus G2 is as good as a 50-50 sometimes, you know? I don't have pick'em, so I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I felt like G2 are losing runs they shouldn't usually use. I mean, I haven't watched the game. I watched quite a bit of Corrode. Like, I started watching Corrode around, like, here. Because I was just too curious to, like, I'm a big fan of watching G2 play. And I got very curious. And then I didn't watch Lotus, but I watched some of this. But I don't have enough information to tell you, like, what happened. Hey, Josh. Okie dokie, let's start the review here. Oh, I don't have my headset on. Yeah, DRG was close, but I think that was always going to be close.
International tournaments.
My worry is my only worry is if it's so close a champs just because it's messy, not because it's good though. But I think this game should be a good one. So G2 ran Cypher, which I'm very confused about, to be honest with you. They're the kind of team who wouldn't run Cypher, generally knowing that Cypher is not the strongest in the pool right now. But what I did see them doing with the Cypher was at least some interesting stuff. So we talk about that in a bit. So their pistol is going to be Sage to just block B if they rush B, and then they can rotate out towards B, and then strong side A just to deal with anything on A. I think Leaf is probably going to put a cam top mid if I remember correctly. And then Heretics just doing a 4-1, which I know this is like something weird to say, but it's rare we see teams doing good stuff on this map. So I think that to do a 4-1 here, I think is pretty good, to be honest with you. Yeah, so the camera is probably going to look over smoke mid. I don't actually know what this camera sees or doesn't see. I presume it's actually pretty good info camera for middle. And I remember Miniboo getting openers like this all the time. And one thing to look at for this game is I think the meta's shifted, especially for like these good teams, where like the defense isn't as much like focused on middle as much. It feels like the defense is very much focused on like containing the A site a lot more. Like, we're gonna see a lot of instances where like there's just like 2 people on this A site trying to defend.
Getting into that A side of the map, and G2 are going to give some space, considering playing off this paranoia to some degree. It's found a little bit late to it now.
That's a bit, felt a bit labored by G2 there. I like this wall from Heretics too. I'm not sure about the actual micro, the way they've cut it off here. Like they're trying to get plants behind the wall. But ultimately this wall is pretty cool at like allowing you to scale up. It allows you to go this way. It's awkward for the opponent to run through to retake. Like run through here, and retake. It's a nice wall. And yeah. Hey Deluxe. Do you enjoy my curveball min? Oh, that was you? Yeah, let's it. I know we're not there yet, but Evna says he thinks that if TH1, it's at the point raise on notice is suboptimal to Yoro or Neon. Do you agree? Even if Heretics won, I don't think raise is suboptimal to Neon. No. No, I don't agree with that. No. I don't think there's an instance in where raise is Sunset is arguable.
I gotta say, it's interesting as well to see the Astra. We've seen absolutely none of that in America, so G2, yeah, certainly not prepared in that regard. The agent definitely more popular over in Europe, contrasting to what they go up against. This is a fascinating first map, though. The desk were highlighting exactly why. This is one where G2 have played 3 different comps in Americas and have lost with all of them. This is their 4th new look on.
Would you pick Euro over Raze, coach? I could see it. I think Euro on Lotus is a bit like you're admitting you're admitting you're going to concede control of parts of the map, i.e. rubble a lot of the time on defense. Raze has an answer to some rubble control that Yoro doesn't, obviously with the nade. It depends when you're comfortable playing with that rubble control a lot of the time. Hello, Solid. Hey, Monster. Do you think Frenzy armor buys are optimal on pistols? Frenzy armor buys are very strong. I can't remember stats around it, but I remember Kyle sending me stats for like, you should think about your buys in terms of attack and defense and your strategy. So like, it depends what strategy you're running on attack and defense, but Frenzy is surprisingly good. Classics can be good. Like the mixture of guns that you have is important to think about when you're attack and defense and what strat you're running. It's basically the conclusion that I made this year looking at the stats for Cal. But I can't remember exactly how it works. You need a sheriff at least on either side, but that you buy more sheriffs on defense, I think. Or Ghost, but I mean, just the eco. I remember. Oh, just an eco. Oh yeah, it is the eco. I remember watching this. Why were G2 so good with classics? They did a good job promoting the bundle, I guess.
Normally, you would see Josh RT just kind of
That was all based off of Leaf, though. Really, like Leaf gets to this position, and then they could just stack 4B the entire time. So Heretics didn't do the best job on their anti-eco, just doing the basics of just controlling like that. Am I streaming on YouTube too? I should be. I just never look at it. Into question, what do you think about the G2 comp? Even I'm a fan of Sage, I don't like this comp, so I don't understand the reason behind Raze. I like Sage. I don't like Cypher. The Raze to me is the only reasons I could see them running these two agents to me is because they had a few comfort issues. Beyond that, what they did run with these agents, at least from what I saw it as like when I was watching like a fan, they had some decent ideas, but ultimately they're not as strong as other characters in my opinion. Every time G2 on their defense tried to trap, like a big part of the Raze was trying to trap B main, and Jog missed his nade every time, if I remember correctly. The problem is they sucked on attack side, and to be honest with you, the agents I'd switch these for aren't exactly going to help your attack side massively. So like, well, to be fair, a Viper probably would help. Yeah. Viper Yoru is probably what I would try and run, but
Yes! G2 with an absurdly high floor, even on their worst day.
you're guessing Heretics runs Raze for the nade. They don't run Heretics. Isn't Waylay better for T side? I think you need Yoru and Waylay to run Waylay. And I don't think G2 are a double duelist team, really. I'll be honest, it's another event where I am slightly questioning the comps from G2. Like, I think Toronto for them was an example of a very good team playing very bad compositions. And I think this event is an example of a very good team playing alright comps, like pretty good comps. Like, but I don't think they're like min-maxed to the point of like I am like really impressed. I am really impressed with their shift towards Sage. I think that's a very cool idea. But yeah, both Lotus on this map, like comp-wise, they didn't get punished in Americas for running certain things. And now it's like, I don't know. So yeah, on A side of the map, so they're going to use the camera here, which has lots of information, seeing the link, seeing the walkthrough. And then they have two trips. They have a trip on the left and a trip on the right. I think this is pretty strong because a lot of teams exec one way when they go away. So they're either going to go this way or they're going to go this way. And because they've got one on each side, it means that, like, so if the team goes this way, this trip stays alive and the Cypher's safe to still play this area. And on the reverse, like if they go this way, the Omen's got a bit of a safety net knowing that like this side might be a bit safer. I don't exactly see how this trip is being used though. So I don't know like how easy it is to just walk past it this way.
Just gets up in his seat, screams across the stage, I haven't played for 2 weeks, you guys effing suck. And sits down.
So Jonah was jump peeking. I noticed something that he could do too here is that later on he tries to do this and he has his wall out and he can wall this from here. It's just that he gets pretty unlucky to be insta-killed doing it. Thank you, Crumpets3. Thank you for the... Isn't Sage useless on attack? No. No. Sage is never useless on attack. This map, like the slows you can do are really strong. Like you can slow places that are just pretty strong, right? You go up here, you could like slow up here, you could slow like up here or something. You can even slow through the window and do like interesting stuff, I guess. Like Imagine if you slowed here and you just rush up here and they're just stuck, you know? It looks useless if like you're not using any util and you can't get the spike down. If you can't get the spike down because your comp is kind of like difficult to get spike down, then the Sage is also going to look worse. But the walls you can do to secure plants like are pretty cool. Too. What do you think about Astra over Omen for Heretics? I generally prefer Astra. On any map, I generally prefer Astra. There's a few instances where I might prefer the Omen. It depends on the comp though. Like, I think the struggle with this comp is going to be on their attack side. Like, how would they just do like a brute force B main exec? I think this side of the map doesn't require Paranoia to exec. This side of the map, it feels a bit nicer to have a Paranoia to exec. Defensively, I don't think the Omen is necessary, but it is. Yeah, I think the Astra can actually anchor this map pretty well. On Abyss, when I was watching Abyss the other day, I actually think I preferred the Omen now, but I don't know if I'm just. I don't know if I'm Stockholm syndroming or something. I like this from the Omen though. It's kind of cool. So he TP's here to like safely rotate across, or more safe.
It's a very well-timed siege that comes through from Trent to deny the ability of Heretics to scale into that site.
He still needs to peek to cross, but like ultimately is a much safer way to rotate than just running out like an idiot. That's very stupid. He knows there's a wall here. He knows the wall's going to come up in a second. All he needs to do is just like wait for the wall.
It does get hit by that Marshall, so down to just 50 HP. Balin on the open face. That's not good enough against this weak fight. That's a gun recover now potentially.
Let's see this trip. Where's this trip? Why you don't zoom in? The Odin is dumb. I think they need to nerf the Odin, but they do need to change the walls on this map. It's funny how in like EMEA on the desk we were said like how good the Odin was the entire time. And like we're confused why people weren't using it. And then like in an actual good game, we just see Odin abuse everywhere. What do you think about the energy comp running well in a Euro and no Sentiato? I think the energy comp has some flaws, but I think that like ultimately the map's new, and Energy are one of the few teams that's very good on the map, I think. I think the Odin, honestly, it needs a wind-up time. I think it's that broken, it needs a wind-up time. A bit like the Counter-Strike machine gun, where like you can't instant fire, you have to like wind it up for like half a second or something. Why is it that at Paris we haven't seen much of Neon compared to Wayland and Euro? Because Neon isn't very good, I don't think. I think Neon's pretty overrated. Disable the ads. No. I'm going to add more ads. You could disable ads actually by subscribing or buying Nitro. Hashtag ad. Yeah, so I think that Neon's just generally not that great. I think that texture makes Neon look so good that people want to play Neon. Yeah.
They're lit up with the Odin. Yeah, that's why G2 were just happy to play other sides of the map. They have all this info on A with the setup that Leaf's playing.
Yeah, that's it, Sodium. We want more ads. Okay, so same formation for G2. It's largely their formation. The only difference is sometimes I think is it Omen and Raze switching sometimes? Double Odin now. So Heretics more focused on extremities. Whereas like we're seeing a lot of teams with forward using middle a lot, whereas like Heretics much more focused on extremities. This here, by the way, was obviously Jonah trying to boost himself up like a Grimwall, right? and it would have been insane if he hit it.
The cam, that is
But he fucked
a
it.
nice little perk of having the agent. What? What?
How do I make of that one? I mean, is it a
Science
virtual
cannot
one-way?
explain what is happening with this wall.
Technically,
What is happening? I don't know what I'm looking at.
I'm surprised Wyatt didn't know what was he was trying to achieve.
Slant on Corrode.
I liked how Uber's modern architecture reference. That was kind of funny.
Little mystifying.
Euro coming through middle.
Dimensional drift.
I mean, why doesn't Jonah have any slows?
I don't know.
Slant on Corrode here. Yeah, even Heretics like, what is this, bro? Little mystifying.
He slowed then. His slow was okay.
Here comes Minibu, dimensional.
Maybe he didn't have money. Why doesn't he have 2 slows?
Just have to.
Oh, he does. He uses one early for conditioning on B main. He really needed this wall to be good. Honestly, if this wall wasn't bad, they delay this a lot.
Jonah really, with the
Like if you think about it right now,
slant on Corrode here. Yeah, even
they would be starting to kill the wall about now.
little mystifying.
And then he could slow like now.
Here comes Minibu.
It would actually make a difference.
While the rest of the team are
Hello, Ivy.
what's happening?
Are you with the gang? Ivy, are you with the... I know there's a bunch of like artsy people at Paris. Are you with people at Paris?
Alien race that are trying to communicate with
If you watch a comedy movie, you watched T1 versus DRG yesterday. No, we're watching Modern Art today.
in the corner. Balance
We're not watching
here comes Trent.
a comedy.
Down with the sheer
We're watching
that penetration. Leads here.
we're watching an Orson Welles movie right now.
Favorable scenario here for
Just
Heretics.
good, honest cinema.
Out as well, so they get the info on an additional player. Rian's 1 kill away from the Nightfall just in case. But surely the man advantage and some good trading will be enough for Team Heretics here.
They've been able to get out of the danger zones, those very spammable spots after having stuck the plant. Rand
That's
steps
nice by Rians.
nicely done. Wood will chime in here, and Trent is going to be well and truly on the back foot. Meticulous.
On it.
Tucked in the corner.
Jonah whiffing.
Here's the Nightfall though cutting onto the site. 2 players caught by the paranoia. Tucked in the corner. Balanced right.
Jonah's whiffing.
Trent
Sure, didn't get anything done.
will prevent that penetration. Leafia knocked down to just the shorty. Very favorable.
Rian's 1 kill 6 here.
Truly on those
It's good trading by Heretics.
From elbow as well. Team Heretics flat side.
in B main, most likely. Off we go round number 5 here. Oh, right.
Anti-eco. I'm speeding up.
And Allen is on receiving it.
Bait for Jaw in the corner.
To foreshadow a little bit though, I remember this camera being kind of cool. The cameras can see top middle, you can see down here. Because they had this wall, sometimes Leaf would end up tripping top middle. But the camera is kind of interesting.
Drew already has the bayonet fixed in place, and Valen is on receiving end.
Hey Andy, is there anything more you'd want to see from the replays?
In B main.
I haven't really been paying attention.
B main.
The replays are generally good though, bro. I don't really know what.
That was the Nightfall coming out from Trent. There was a paranoia from elbow as well. Yeah, I think he was trying to boost himself up, but
Okay, Wyatt did know.
ultimately though, Team Heretics just play that so well, being able to dodge out the flood and then get some good post-plant setup.
I don't know. I think that you do a good job. So I don't think that there's I don't think there's anything that I'd notice. The fact that I don't notice anything is a good sign, right? Like when I watch some regions or when I watch some Valorant, I'm like, it's very noticeable when there's it's like good design, right? Good design's invisible or whatever the saying is. Like if you don't notice it, it's probably good. So if I don't notice the replays, then that's probably a good thing, if that makes sense. I mean, sometimes I notice because I'm like, oh shit, like they managed to get that so quickly. Like that's kind of cool. But generally, in the negative sense, I don't really realize that, like, oh shit, like there was this really obvious thing, or like, oh, what, we didn't get the replay of that. Like, I don't notice that very often when you're doing shit. Sliggy found that camera early. Yeah, I mean, Sliggy was quite... I think early on, Sliggy wanted to... I think we did Cypher for the Patreon thing. because he found some cool stuff, and it's like it is pretty easy to play. I just think in general at the highest levels that Cypher is like really not the play right now. I think a lot of it comes down to people are very good at playing around trips now. Like people don't just walk into trips anymore on their attack sides, and then everyone plays like Yoro or Raze or Sova, and as soon as if you play one of those agents, Cypher becomes even more difficult. And then the opportunity cost of playing like a Vice, a Chamber, or like a Sage, I think is way too much, to be honest with you.
Finds himself two now and leaves Leaf with the stinger still en route to A. The wrap on him here. Leaf may be unaware that. Oh, backstab! Oh my god! Guys!
I don't like the I know this isn't a replay thing at all, but they need to figure out how to do the 1v1 thing without it being automatic. It shouldn't be as soon as there's a 1v1 it goes into the 1v1 POV at all, because there's so many instances like this where like they're not in a 1v1. Like we saw a 1v1 come up with a guy who full diffused. So they need to manually do this more, I think, rather than automate it. Which is probably difficult, but it is less jarring than these silly one-on-ones getting one-on-one cams. Why though? What do you mean why though? Because there's instances in 1v1s where it doesn't make any sense to have a 1v1 cam. It's like a 0.5 second 1v1. It looks weird.
Still excited they won the round. I was holding my breath, but oh my god.
Do people notice that though? Well, this is the kind of shit that you need to, you know, an Emmy award-winning show should be considering, you know what I mean?
I was holding my breath, but oh
Jesus Christ.
god. What is that tap?
Off the rip, and it's the Yoru taken out.
Prius will mess it up. Prius isn't involved with that. But you are right. Prius would mess it up. Jog now has Operator. It's interesting because they were switching Operator between Jog and Jonah. I wonder why one or the other does it.
Boo rather. Still sitting bottom mid.
Heretics, they really have no intention of committing to the site just yet. They know that it's of the utmost importance. They remove that Cypher utility first.
It's fun watching G2. I don't know how to describe it, but like I'm gonna keep thinking more and more about the differences between a team like G2 and PaperX. Because like I don't think I would see a PaperX player playing like this, like containing for like. They're like happy to play retake B right now in a way, and just playing to contain. I'm pretty sure PaperX right now would be in like these positions, for sure. If not like just like up here, you know.
Unaffected by that, by the looks of things. Haunt is cleared. Jorgamo here up in tower, and the spam is a problem. Second kill through smoke of the round for Valen. Whoop down to 4. He steps up and ends up on the snake bite now.
It's just gonna be difficult. And then the Raze when it was up here, and like these moments where it's like he can nade the plant, I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. And then he just misses his nade. G2 played really well on defense. This is the problem though, is that like I liked how G2 were playing on defense, but then they did only win 8 rounds, which sounds like a lot, but it's corrode. It's corrode. Hello, homie. Hey, Ninja. Oh, hey, Ivies. Wait, so did you answer my question, Ivy? Are you there? I presume you are if you're saying there's a keychain. I need to still figure out what I'm doing with my life. The fan cafe. When is the fan cafe? How does it work? Is it just open for the event or something? Oh, 17th, 18th. When is everything? I think if I'm going, I'm gonna be going. I'll either be there here or here, depending on. Yeah, if Paperworks are like, yeah, it's a really cool idea for you to come, and you can come join, then I might come here if they want me to. If they don't, that's fine. And if they don't, I might just join here. So I'll be way after. But I'm still not sure. First and second too. I mean, they should have just let Stiggy stream, man. I don't know why. I don't know. It would have been cool.
Top fragging in the server with 9. He individually was such a standout for the team throughout the course of stage 2. It almost felt like he took it upon himself, knowing that.
Yeah, now they have Opera Sage. I did like this. I remember watching. So generally, Heretics default is like 1-1-3. The only thing is that like orb control isn't like the orb is in an awkward spot on this map, this side, right? Well, you have to fully contest for orb, so it's not as easy as getting orb here. You can't see it, but there's a lot of things going on in B main too. So like Boo puts down a star to dissipate for Benji to flash through. And take B main by himself. So the fact that they're comfortable taking B main by themselves is quite good sometimes too. Was that off of any information? Was it off of that shot? He was walking up anyway. Wait. Just trying to see. Yeah, it is. He hears the operator shot, and now Benji's like, well, there's an op on this side of the map. I can. This is really like. This is such a basic of like pro level Valorant that you're not gonna see kind of discussed or like really notice. Maybe it's like the when we get replays and povs of players, like this is the kind of shit you'll notice more, or what people think that is easier to see from a VOD a replay perspective. It's like when you're lurking. If you're against an operator, you can't just go out and lurk unless you're a maniac like Alpha, and you're waiting for cues to know when you can start lurks or start taking space. And the cue for him was, oh, the operator's shot on this side of the map. It means that this side of the map is weak enough for me to go take it, right? So it's like, Benji's a very solid, like, when we do get replay system for pro play, which I hope we do, Benji's a very good player to watch when it comes to knowing when to play for lurks and when to not play for lurks and the timings of things. Like, it's very just fundamentally, it's a lot of basics just done right. Lots of fundamentals. Side note, this Sage Wall is beautiful. This is a beautiful Sage Wall. I really want to start playing. I'm hoping that Sage gets a lot of player champs so I can start playing Sage in ranked games, because Sage in ranked games is fucking fire.
He can remain posted up for the most part with this extremely tight shot. Mid though, less contested.
I'll be hate watching the VOD.
Top mid there. There are players building into that A side after the early saber rattling by Heretics.
Yeah, G2 obviously with this setup, they have no problem.
What do you think about Manchester United? I used to support them when I was a kid, and now I find it's funny that they're like really bad.
By playing towards elbow, and he's got that cam up. Jaw pretty committed in the sight, but has the showstopper when the actual hit comes through, ready to fight at this choke.
It's a nice raise traps up. So everything, like the way I did describe G2 is like intentional, right? So this is a bit obvious, this one, but like their setups that have intention. Like when I'm watching some teams, I look at their setups, I'm like, I don't really understand it. Whereas G2, I'm like, okay, they have a camera for a raise ult setup. They have an operator hardline here. They have a strong side towards A because they have like a decent retake if they need to go into it on this side of the map with the camera and wires. Like it makes sense, right?
Showstopper when the actual hit comes through, ready to fight at this choke.
Oh, buddy, that's scary. That's a 2-for-1 special for your boy Jog. Benji at least able to get some value back in that exchange. And Miniboo deep on that B side. Looking to occupy the top mid area, but G2 are circumventing it entirely all the way around.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you for the sub. Ascend 2021 Sage bind back. The only thing is like the problem with bind is that I think like I love Sage and I used to like it on bind, but for some reason I bind isn't the map I'd play it on, and I don't think. I don't think. I think bind there's too many good agent choices.
And the rest of G2 ready to run in numbers. It's on Minibu now. Has to peer in from top mid. Trent's drawing his shots, as is Jonah, and then they back away for someone to step up.
This was a very good retake, I remember. I think. Is it this retake that's good? It's a lot of like, again, things that you might not notice in the moment. So nice paranoia and slow. But here, the way Jonah just plays this, I think I remember it being very strong. Like, jump spots, he's not dead. Jump spots again. Like, Omen out in the corner to clear Boo out. And then they go off the reveal. Like, the two jump spots here and the Omen out in this corner are the kind of little details in which a team like G2 does that like some other teams are a bit more stupid about. Thank you, Monster. I appreciate the sub. Do you think that Heretics' defense was way better or G2 mess up? I think that Heretics, from what I remember, Heretics' defense was actually both teams played a very good defense. And I know it's easy to say that when like they're winning 8+ rounds, but it's corrode. But like what I saw was like them. There's things they're doing that are like in front of the meta, I'd say. I don't want to go too into detail, but like if you just copy, like if you just follow what I'm saying, you'll probably get a lot of the things I'm trying to say. Yeah, so I think that Heretics played a really good defense. I have not watched the game from like a coachy perspective to know why G2 sucked on attack though, because it looked like they did suck on attack, right? He left a little gap. Oh no. I want Minibu to test to see if he walked through this just for my own OCD. Because I don't know. Does he fit, chat? Does he fit? I think he does, right? I think he does. You don't think so? I wish he tried, though. I'm now just watching to see if Minibu's going to try it. Come on, Minibu. Oh, he fits, guys. You're fucking stupid. That's why they pay me the big bucks, by the way. Yeah, like this I said earlier, like this whole like just being cringe on a site, like smoking this and just fighting, like it's just pretty good. Okay. Timeout arena. Bold Rian's arena. What is he writing here? He's written 2 notes. Weber's written two notes. He's drawn like a skull or something. And he's got his own little fan. What a diva. It's diva, man. Back in my day.
Know what every player on this roster is capable of. The talent they have is just outrageous. Pound for pound, they can take on any team in the world. The conditions have to be right for them, Wyatt.
This is nice by Heretics. This Astro Wall into... I really think that if G2 were as good as what I say, they would have Sage slowed into this and tried to fight, I think. But they are very confident at playing against Viper ults. Like, they are a team that's ludicrously good at playing against Viper ults. But ultimately, as soon as this Viper ult goes down, it's probably GG.
Trying to tease the wall. Benji is ready with the shorty, and there's the pit.
Leaf got hit by the Prowler, so had to play close to circumvent the near side.
Like, what I kind of was implying that's like, they needed to like slow smoke and actually try and pressure through before the Viper ult came down, right? But it would have been pretty suicidal anyway.
Work here for Team Heretics, a big investment in this round.
And Minibu scales in, and he does get his teleports away.
The wrap
They
comes
do ultimately do a good thing here. Like, this is, again, like, great macro. Like, clearing out middle, A push, and then joining for a flank. Like, this is G2 at their best. The problem is that they fucking miss their nades constantly this game, man.
Team Heretics, a big investment in this round.
And Minibu scales in, and
Like,
he does
Jorg literally throws a nade into a Vice wall when it probably... Let's see where Minibu goes.
The wrap coming through a little bit late.
I don't know if he would have started dodging if he saw the nade, but like, that probably would have been a kill, I think.
Geo wall is also
Do you know that Heretics never lost in front of any?
going to cut Jorgamo off the rest, and it's going to be on straight alone.
Any more impactful than any is the MVP then, I guess.
Now, haphazard round as Jonas trying to get on the spike. Decay down to one though.
pulled
But lead enemy to perch.
Stoves sorted out
And everything.
Yeah, flank. People push through.
You see how I went to go flame someone from Heretics or the coaching staff?
Trent's picked
And then I had to remember that I can be nice.
exactly as they drew it up in that time.
Are you gonna review the whole game or just one map? Well, the whole game, I think. We have time.
Flawlessly.
Prowler here cleared early by Jonah, who fall back to pocket.
1-4 again.
Now Rian's got
Okay, I like the so Heretics do a lot of 1-1-3.
an Odin of his own on this attack side as Heretics make a
Hmm.
lot of
I thought they were just gonna actually fully go A this time, but
take that extremity control. The other one currently under the watch alive jaw who
yeah. So Jug, so how's Benji played this one then?
to execute
Wait, I'm sorry. It's gonna be loud. I apologize.
pretty flawlessly. Able to execute pretty flawlessly.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard the operator, but I don't think so.
Here.
So Benji just literally got information here, and his read is that he thinks that it might be the operator
Early by
this
Jonah,
side of the map.
fall back to pocket.
So I think he's just like, fuck that. I'm
Odin of his own on this
bailing.
attack side as Heretics
I
make
guess.
a lot of noise early on a main. Take that extremity control. The other one
But now it's that awkward like mid-round period where someone's calling. So it looks like we're just gonna go for an A split, right?
Trips on the B side there. Trent is going to be pretty important to that plan because it'll require him to spam from top mid.
yeah, those are some
But this info line hasn't been pushed off. I think that this is maybe a problem with Heretics default to some degree, is that if someone can just stay here the entire round against their 1-1-3, they probably need protocols to deal with that specifically. Because now it's like obvious they're going A. G2 have rotated 3 people in. They're gonna have someone able to flank middle. A little bit obvious maybe.
pretty the B side for the Odin spam, but the action is definitely going to be here on A.
Yeah, YouTube's trying to realize, big round, reading room they have here at Yard, and Jonah can step up now and throw the wall. This is confirmation in its own way. Also a slow walk that could follow this up. Sees instead.
That C's was a waste.
Utility at the fingertips of G2.
And just the spam.
Oh, it's because he got Odin.
The
Fair
shot
enough.
doesn't do a lot of damage yet, but it does just keep Heretics temporarily at bay. They need to
I just mean like I think that the C's is better used to like for here now on this side, right? But I think because he's got the Odin, it's a cute idea.
Ort is taken out. Sees comes in. Valor
Now Vice, oh, I think Leaf made a mistake here. I think that Leaf should have started looking towards middle more, rather than rotating this way.
He's out of that steel garden. The G2 give up the side. Come back in with their primary weapons available, though. It's going to be a old-fashioned throwdown. There's
But I mean,
two.
it doesn't matter. He just runs and he kills everyone.
Get involved.
Duel. You'll get whacked.
A belated hit towards the A side is stuffed.
Now here they would love to get an orb from Minibu to
Yeah, you see these C's nades? The amount of nades that were thrown that, like, if this was just anywhere in this vicinity right now, Miniboo's dead, right? The raise pick did not look great.
So much danger, but he's holding his ground. And Josh shot very low, but stays alive.
Yeah, George trying to juggle a little bit there. Takes a lot of damage. That
Thank you, fans. Skeet.
Certainly, Heretics a little bit rattled after that early encounter, and now G2 looking to be the first ones to already get.
That's the thing I like doing the most, Kim, is what I usually when I bump into someone like after a show day, I always ask like, "Oh, how are you doing?" As like as a normal person might, forgetting that like half the people I ask that to have just had a horrible day or have had a horrible week because their team is losing. And then I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I've just asked a guy who's losing 0-9 or like how that day is going. Probably need to rethink that one. Hey coach, my brother-in-law just made his uni Valorant team. He's now trying to be an IGL. I told him to work on comms and to be more vocal with callouts, but what else should he be focusing on? If I was him, I would something I did with Boaster quite early on is go watch Karrigan in Counter-Strike releases all his comms for free on his YouTube channel. So listening, I know it sounds weird, but go and listen to Counter-Strike comms. Like listen to the comms in Counter-Strike. Someone says Steel IGL series. Okay, watch the Steel IGL series too, apparently. Like, you'll also... I think the Counter-Strike comms are better than Valorant comms too, to learn from, because they're much more... they have a far calmer disposition a lot of the time than in Valorant. Still IGL series. I mean, you could go through this, have a look. I don't know if he's got one for Valorant, but it's probably worth thinking about. Yeah. IGL ESL roundtable. Yeah, interesting. The issue here is it's very not Valorant focused. And I think that Valorant... I think we're gonna find out soon that like there are some things in Valorant. I don't explain this. If we did a roundtable 2 years ago with all the best IGLs, I think we would have learned a lot of things that are wrong. Like, I think we've progressed past some of the things in which, like, it would have been like a debate and discussion. I think nowadays there's more clarity on what works, I think, personally. But I'm talking about very, very high level stuff, so I don't think that really matters. Fundamentally, listen to some of those comms. Try and listen to some Valorant comms where like an IGL might be talking a bit. The only unfortunate thing for Valorant is there's never going to be anything that interesting said. It's going to be more leadership-based stuff. In terms of tactical stuff, it's kind of difficult to know. If he's struggling with calling, like, just make strats and call strats. Like, at like a level below tier 2, you either just make some strats and run them, or you just run around like lunatics and try and kill the other team. It's like basically how it goes. Yeah, watch the locking comms. Like the coach says things that apparently people thought was good, and then the coach like won them the game because the coach is really good and really cool. Okay, right, next round. Deep wood to take orb. I like this from G2. G2 are very good at optimizing for orbs. Like, they are probably the best team in the world at optimizing for orbs. So Sage can wall herself to get the orb, which is cool. Has a free res. And then here we see a B main prio by G2, and then because Heretics hard force middle, they opt to take B main control, which again is the kind of thing that you might not notice in the game, but it's the reason why teams like G2 are very good. Or like this is like world class, you know what I mean? Like everything's covered. We've got a camera covering, we have A main kind of covered. The reaction to this is for them to take B main. Like a lot of teams' reaction here would be to try and fight this. Whereas like they understand the push and pull around the map, you know?
Pretty enlightening as he has found the captain of the ship.
This is something Heretics had done before, and they split through B with the majority through main. This time, everybody is going through this.
So they now have like a beautiful just like triangle happening.
Link, Poison Cloud going to be thrown
Multiple crossfires available.
entry, Minibu ready to
Okay,
teleport
they fuck around a little bit.
If they get a ping, balance seized inside cubby. Safety here.
Yeah.
Now Heretics boxed in.
Heretics made a big mistake. I'm not gonna say what it is, but
Double back to finish.
they made a big mistake.
This time, Mike was a break.
But on special guest,
Kellogg's.
The case any fee that things take on ce genre
que je peux dire, c'est de dire que ça n'a pas
has been done.
rounds to be also by the physical.
Who's done lose job at other events? I.e. like it's a different country in which they need to translate interviews through for. I feel like Lou's doing a pretty good job, right? Yinsu in Shanghai.
So far, this looks like the coolest comp that
Yeah, it's so seamless when it's Yinsu because it's just Yinsu. It's like, oh, it's Yinsu. Like you don't even think about it, you know what I mean? Gen and APAC. Yeah, but what I mean is like we go to a country in which like it's not one of the familiar tier 1 talents doing the job they would usually do, if that makes sense.
for Heretics, they just barely played it. Only one time. But honestly, I do respect the boldness of going for it because this is
Like, I mean, I guess Lou does it for the French broadcast, I would imagine. But, like, it doesn't work. It's like that's not the main broadcast in EMEA, if that makes sense. Vansily do Toronto.
So I really do think this was a good pick. I like that they went for it, but now they have to make the most of it on this defense.
A Thai guy in Bangkok.
Same as the attack pistol, immediate Deagle headshot.
Who here trying to chime in?
Okay, right, let's go back and actually see what's going on. So, very bunkered up B setup with a fight on A. So we see like a reveal. What do they have? Yoru, Astra, Fade. Is there actually a way that they can fight this?
I like that they went for it, but now they have to make the most of it on this defense.
Oh, there's a way, yeah. Just peek and shoot.
Same as the attack pistol, immediate Deagle headshot.
Who here trying to chime in? It looks like
The frenzy, man.
unperturbed as yet.
Evidently, the frenzy can work at range as well. Round goes down. Heretics with a great opportunity to just surge right back into this game if they can convert the man advantage that they've earned off some pretty sick individual skill. Team has no shortage of that.
Slight course correction for G2, but they still have eyes to this A side. So they're going to be pitted in a 3v3 in the immediacy of this hit. Rallo sees a fair action there. Oh, okay, right click central is who steps out, though secures the trade. Now Trent and League for the threats on the side. It's Rien's.
Nice little crossfire from Heretics.
From Boo. A crossfire set up here for Heretics now as Trent is trying to draw them out of formation, but they were not born yesterday. Got to get up early if you want to get to the better of Rien's. The guy is like a lab made player. So well.
A lab-made player.
Rien's gets as deserved.
Oh. What's this game? I remember having one of these on the floor when I was a kid.
To be Fibonacci sequence. How do you play hopscotch like that?
I agree, Uber. Thank you, Owen. What do you think has changed for Minibu to find some of his form again? It's just one game. I think what's changed is they've had a reset period in which they can all remember that they're actually good at the game and kind of. I think that being the underdogs is always good for them. I think every time they're expected to do anything, they're not as good as when they're not expected to do anything, right? I think that they do have a very sketchy relationship to expectations. They're just an international tournament team. No, that's not what they are. They are, oh shit, everyone thinks we're gonna win. We don't win. Oh shit, no one thinks we're gonna win. we win. I think it's more like that. I do think that like I would argue that there's two instances of that. One is going into this year, it feels like they had a lot of expectations on them and weren't able to meet those expectations, partly because of like those big expectations and the pressure of that. And then I would argue that their run towards Toronto and at Toronto was when expectations were getting quite high. Like people, like Sideshow literally thought they were the best team in the world. I thought they were the second best team in the world, and then they looked like crap. And then expectations are low again, and EWC they do quite well. Expectations go high again, and then they do badly during stage 2. Well, they win their group in stage 2, but albeit like they had a pretty easy time, I'd say. They looked okay. They were shaky. They certainly weren't winning games clean. And then in playoffs where it matters again, like it's both like important games and pressure. I'd say expectations and pressure. Yeah. So they have a tricky relationship to important games, expectations, and pressure. Like you can't disregard the idea that like I think I used to hate it, the idea that they hadn't won a trophy, because I was like, well, the sample size is really low. But at this point, when I'm arguing that like expectations and pressure and important games are like a problem for them, to have not won any of those important games in grand finals is kind of adding to that argument, I think. Don't you think if a map is defense sided naturally, then you should build comps to win for attack? No. That I don't think that is I think that's an argument some people have. I think that the real answer to that question is how many rounds above the mean of the defense or attack can you get, and then what is the opportunity cost of that on the other side? Sorry, that's like the nerdiest way to explain it. If a map is expected to be 8-4 defense, and you're expected 4-8, how much more can you push these numbers up on either side with the comp you're running? Some comps, if you ran, might push this 8 to a 10. And it might only reduce this 4 to a 3. And therefore, it's better to run a defense-sided comp. Again, I'm not smart enough to know this stuff, but I know logically that it's not going to be as straight up as like running an attack side comp on a defense-sided map. It might be generally true mathematically or strategically that is actually what ends up happening a lot of the time, but I don't think that is the case every time. That's why Fnatic play a defense comp on a defense map. What map do we play a defense comp? Or did we? Or do they? I think the other thing to consider is what is strong. Like, if the meta has stuff that's naturally stronger for defense sides, then you play that. If the meta has stuff that's strong for attack sides, then what is that? Sorry, when you say Fnatic, sometimes I'm still stuck in the past. He doesn't care about EWC because he's following the plat chat guys. To say that I'm following the plat chat guys is some of the most offensive thing I've probably ever heard. Yeah. I'm an incapable independent person. Yeah. No, I freely admitted that their EWC win was a good thing, like for them. Like they did something good. Whether or not I agree with the, you know, the rest of what that represents is a different story. Do you consider EWC on the same level as VCT Masters? No. No, not at all.
Still need to be convinced of them being able to put together a solid attack on this map. We still should have big question marks about their ability to close out a full game of Corrode right now.
Okay.
This has been,
right.
As I said, the controller.
Maybe offer something that's a little slower, a little better at carving up the map, setting them.
So similar situation for G2 Heretics. Sorry. So it's very similar in terms of like anchor agent, i.e. the Senti is over here quite a lot of the time. We got all the delay here. I quite like Thorns here for delay plant. Very little focus on elbow side for Benji, so we'll see how that plays out. And then flash to fight. Astra Star's quite nice. This Astra Star is very strange. Is this like a one? Is he missed this, or is this a one-way idea? Like, this is kind of cute, actually. Is this idea for? It's not mini boob to play in it, right? And then like flash out. I don't know. Something cute happening here, and then there is like an interaction with the Viper wall here. That's kind of could happen. They don't have the wall coming from here. That's weird. Okay. It is like a one-way or something. It's a very awkward wall smoke. But they're conditioning it round like the first round of the game, so I wonder if it is a smoke for Miniboo to make a play inside of. Miniboo, this is really nice. I remember watching this. Just using this smoke as like protection to go for a pick at middle. This is the kind of shit in rank you could pull, I guess. It was beautiful. Miniboo was on fire in terms of entries. What's Benji's plan now? Does he ever wrap this way now?
Playing to the extremities now, but there's a huge amount of utility in their face on that A side.
Look at them, like, giving up middle completely. Both teams are doing that quite a lot.
The extra player. Boo over here alongside Miniboo, who again is right where he needs to be.
Oh yeah, shit, medicine, 1 sec.
Rarely stalled out. They want to work towards A. They obviously have to contest all of that Vice utility. The wall in main. G2 making their way back. They need to use this dark cover to actually cross mid and a Prowler to re-clear close as well.
They have to threaten some sort of A split, so at least the sheer wall thing's run out now.
I still feel like I have this tickly cough thing, so I'm not sure if it's fully helping. It feels like it's doing something to me though. Why is it taking so long for them to do something?
Over here alongside Miniboo, who again is right where he needs to be.
G2 are rarely stalled out. They want to work towards A. They obviously have to contest all of that Vice utility. The wall in main. G2.
They're walking the whole map, man. They didn't break Vice Wall until 40 seconds. They're walking middle. By the time their own smoke has dissipated on them. Their own smoke has given up.
30 seconds on the clock, so time getting relatively low as G2. They
What are they doing?
Heretics.
They just got 3 people here. Where's that Euro? Oh, that's nice too. That mid-round TP. Bro, it's Jover. Look how good Euro is. Look how good Euro is. Oh, it's hard to watch. Heretics are playing well. It's hard to watch for G2. Thank you very much, Blush.
Here comes Miniboo back on the site once more in the eye of the storm.
You like the Viper smoke there? Oh, you mean on the box? What do you think about the Woot smoke? What's Woot smoke? Where is Woot smoke? It's on the yard. Oh, is this is defense?
Still 2 players over at B. They don't want to risk getting caught on a rotate through mid.
Not sure about that. Oh yeah, it is defense because you just don't have a fucking. I don't think I'm a biggest fan of that. Albeit, the use cases are it allows you to retake via this way a bit easier, and it allows you to contain. It allows you to also run out. Like if you're stuck in link, you can run to go to site, and it allows you to hold here easier. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I don't know if it's what I would run, but I don't mind it. Especially when you already have an Astra able to instantly do stuff here. The only thing is like Astra plus the Viper Orb is probably pretty strong there. I'm starting to think that it's situational depending on comp. I think that G2's comp is better to just disrupt them here in general Whereas, like, if you're playing against double duelists, they might just be able to get through everything anyway in that choke. So maybe these more passive orbs are good against double duelists. Or an explosive team, a team that's explosive through the choke.
Puts G2 in a very awkward position. They're slowly trying to rework that map late to get in towards this A site, but it's too little too late. Miniboo's able to teleport over. Team Heretics are more than ready, and the shots from Benji are just fantastic.
G2 unsuccessful in consecutive rounds of working mid. Miniboo's been reeled on their side.
I think it's generally strong.
See if he can go 4 for 4 on first kills in this second half.
Now they're just walking into A stack on eco. Sorry, guys.
To some degree. They can't just spam control util to the map up. They need to walk into those sidelines.
And now Benji, he did get that diffuse Steel Garden. Dimensional drift as well in the arsenal for Team Heretics right now. G2 fully invested, of course, into this round with a lot of emphasis on controlling the main prowess exchange from both sides.
Acro sends Trent scurrying. Sees.
I mean, the opening pick. I mean, Heretics had. I do wonder if Heretics didn't have as many opening picks, how this game would have gone. Everything was clean. Like, it's very nice from Heretics, but. There are going to be games in which they don't get that. Benji's ready for the Thorns. The Steel Garden.
They've got to trigger the shield wall all at once as well. Or just leave a play on the other.
I mean, they can't break the Vice Wall because they're not playing at Euro. I think this round might be one of the best examples of why we're not playing Euro.
Fully invested, of course, into this round with a lot of emphasis on controlling B main prowess exchange from both fades.
How is this flash allowed to stay up, by the way? Oh, it's a pre-round flash. Ah, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice, isn't it? This is a really nice play from Heretics.
Dimensional drift as well in the arsenal for Team Heretics right now. G2 fully invested, of course, into this round with a lot of emphasis on controlling B main prowlers exchange from both fades.
And he's got the Thorns. The Thorns is didn't really work, but the flash is very nice. So, and then Yoru is able to just be this side of the map immediately. Like, Yoru's too strong, man. I don't know what's going on.
They don't have the entry now for this site. Either run into the Odin, run into Benji, who has that Steel Garden ready. They got to trigger the shield wall at once as well. Or just leave a play on the other side of it like this. Yeah, good luck, Trent. There's the Steel Garden. Ramsey's going hunting. Trent stunned up in the corner. Caught by the Nova Pulse of all things.
I like Benji's. Oh, I thought this was like a platinum gun buddy, but it's not. It's just a purple one.
They've got power.
This Sage util not doing a whole lot until you actually get the spike down. They've only had the spike down on one round, and it was 4.
That's nice. It's nice.
Point, Jodo was already dead. They've gotten no value essentially from having this
Diamond, you dunce. Oi. Some of us aren't, you know, that smart. Bro, you think I know what color? Yeah, like Kim said, like, you think I know the colors of these dog shit ranks that you guys are? Bro, I only bleed gold. I haven't been Radiant since fucking Season 1.
Can I just say, what a way to bounce back from an epic crash out in MEA playoffs for Heretics. Looking really composed. And honestly,
that's not nice. I have got to show you a cooler lineup.
From an Opera and Outlaw.
This Sage util not doing a whole lot until you actually get the spike down. They've only had the spike down on one round, and it was a 2v4.
I mean, what I mean is, the result of that throw was nice. I'm not saying that where he threw it from was nice. But he is just about able to set up in time. No, he's not. Yeah, he's not really. If you want to play elbow, he'd be fucked. But I presume you could just do it from here. Wait, 3 days work? Let me just check. What am I up to now? 1 sec. Let me see how much I've done. We're up to 3.5, guys. We're up to 3.5. 3.5.
G2 on this round, they don't have the cash to buy up in any serious way.
Behind the wall and the breakable. Oh, okay. And spread's the same. Okay.
Can I just say, what a way to bounce back from a epic crash out.
Jonapi's aim is going to be the X factor for G2's fate. The X factor for G2's fate. What?
They're near EMEA playoffs for Heretics. Looking really composed. And
What does that mean?
some genius individual moments. Don't be fooled by the number 4 seeding.
I feel as well.
I think Jonah's, like, pound for pound, like, Jonah's aim is not one of the better ones on this team.
Intention to pick this jaw in very quick.
But then I don't know if you're flaming.
What was that? Okay? No one can even support. They're all sucked out of the joke. They committed the showstopper on this of all rounds.
Oh man.
Oof? That's not an oof.
Inflating. Yeah, maybe they're hoping to
Like, someone on the team's got to have worse aim than someone else. It's not an oof.
There was no sheer wall to contend with, but there's always going to be stall util from Heretics.
I mean, yeah, when you're playing against the Vice, doesn't matter which site that Vice is on. There's going to be thorns on the other one, 90%.
I can't keep watching ecos, man.
They just want to storm into this A site now. They want to go with a bit more pace. Immediately stall. There's going to be a dark cover now. They're going to have to fight through that. Razor vine. I mean, have fun getting through this choke point. There's a loading. Benji's getting in the corner as well. Yeah, has to clear.
I'm so bored. Okay. Let's watch some gun rounds. Oh, they're just gonna get first pick to every round, aren't they? Oh, oh, is it this round? Is it this round? It is this round as well, right? No. It is this round.
At least the sheer wall's out of the picture, right? Benji's down, so that connector wall won't come up.
It's not. The Odin's pretty good, by the way. G2, they don't even think to play mid. Why? How many times did Heretics play mid and were successful? I do think that there's an underusage of middle, but I don't think it's like, I don't think it's in the way that you guys think. I can't watch another eco. Sorry. Oh, really passive. Really passive. I think honestly I would try to... No.
To write home about on the attack, completely shut down.
They have just been slowly using their ults to no avail for what might be their last round. They only have the neural.
Benji gets a kill and they just get ult right or something.
Take a look at the ult economy for Team Heretics. One away from Seal Garden, one away from Nightfall. Those could be relevant in this match point round.
This all preference tells me everything I need to know about G2's master plan. They're trying to get Jorg with a showstopper, give them a way to explosively break onto a site instead of being held in place, locked down, and just sprayed.
That showstopper had no value the last time they used it. He was fully isolated from the rest of the pack.
So just use it there as well.
With ease, yeah.
Dormo, high highs, sometimes finds himself in the doldrums. The worst.
I don't think G2... I'm not gonna say. Okay.
It's a very belated re-clear of this B-main area. That's out for a crossfire.
That's actually saying the orb on the top. No player shoot it, so G2 well aware that they are going to be faced down by multiple players. It won't just be one they can push off and collect that orb. They'll give it to all with ease. No, and now it's the pivot towards A.
And they're working the map.
They're so divided across the map.
20 seconds left. Yeah, it just looks like, yeah. It's a bit too fanaky.
Yes, Nightfall's in play, but that slow orb stops Heretics from capitalizing.
Everyone from G2 is routed out.
I mean, G2 should win this round.
On that link side. Riem gets the haunt back. Miniboo has a single flash, couple util pieces.
Flashing in, Miniboo leaps, steps up for a moment. There's still some Astra Stars to deploy, and Boo is going to get things set up now for this retake from Heretics. In numbers, they step up. And totally cut them down. It's on Woods.
So G2, I was about to criticize them for not like putting enough question marks on the map, but then they ended up making it feel like a little bit of a they attempted to make a little bit of a fake happen this round. It was too late in the round, like it was ludicrously late, but they did make Heretics actually question things a little bit.
Heretics still needing to take some time to rotate on this map where the rotates are oh so long. Now G2 still trying to work towards the showstopper of
They're going to fight for it. Miniboo's not going to let them have this orb for free. This could get ugly.
Is this more Yoru value?
It's the fake of the smoke. A trade. Join the game. Showstopper in the ready. Benji goes
Ooh.
over his head, but Trent is good for it.
Okay. No.
Missed showstopper, but that's a footnote here as G2 at least are advantage. And win that fight in A-Mate.
Rians takes a hell of a lot of damage.
Do they lose this round? Please, like really?
It's left team Heretics entirely divided across the map, so as it stands, going to need to take some individual effort to even things up into a 3-on-3 or put them at an advantage.
Still both controllers in play for the defenders. Can buy plenty of time to make sure they stack the right side.
This map is quite boring, isn't it?
Just early warning for Leaf in case someone is tucked up.
Not this game, this map. As in like this crowed map.
Getting set up for this hole.
It's quite boring.
They have maneuvered over to this site already, but G2, they want to depart because crazy. Guys just been over here taking space.
Okay. They did fake again.
That's going to be enough. G2 are getting through
But they revealed their hand about faking in a 4v3, which is a bit frustrating for them. Like, to do a fake again in a 4v3, 2 rounds in a row, it means that they're getting less and less outs later on. Like, they can't keep faking, right?
Worthwhile would this really be? Looks like they have to stay put.
That doesn't feel that they think it is at all.
Okay. Round's over.
Up there to cover.
Hell, that late.
So Heretics don't need to do anything big and bold, I don't think, to win this game.
Read my mind now. They did this half, and he got off late.
Like, G2 are cooling so slow that they don't need to do anything too silly. I think that the B main control idea is probably good, what they did before. It's about as aggressive as they need to be, probably.
In the hands of Jonah. This is headed over to A. In case there's any exploration from Benji past that line of scrimmage in the yard.
I think that... Oh, shit. I think I'd like to see a Euro, and I'd like to see them switch away from Cypher, personally.
Haunt gets thrown over towards B main and now A main, so exchanged on opposite extremities as G2 attempt to move forward. Have to go through the poison cloud. Rians gets out of the way of that slow orb that was just bouncing all over the place. That's a little silly, but
That's full yard control though, Game. You got to respect the
it's a bit of damage onto Jonah with the spam.
And that really passive Vice Wall. Ah, so annoying. Heretics got some nice stuff.
They haven't really looked to take mid either. It's pretty.
I don't know how they use this flash. I guess Benji runs back and then they flash to re-clear.
In spawn, you can see him ready to just kind of throw the gate crash over towards that B side. Wu just picked up the off now. He's the one who stood in B main. While do G2, now with the knowledge it's there, want to continue to test this.
Once again, putting the pressure on B, but because they faked now 2 rounds in a row, Heretics are ready 3A. They're not biting. 20 seconds left to go take a site that has thorns, 3 people, and a flash. Yeah, that's GG. And a Vice ult. Yeah, I mean, this is even something here that, like, we used to have this rule against Viper ults that, like, Boaster wasn't allowed to call, like, a mid-round at 30 seconds left against Viper ults. Like, he had to call something at, like, a minute or 55 at the latest. And it's the same versus Vice ult. Like, you just get stalled forever. Or Killjoy ult.
No other choice here. Paranoia comes in. G2 have to fight with secondary. The Shorty Brigade goes for it. Benji's down, traded out, but Minibu's going to step up. And
Yeah.
again, breaks up.
Heretics had nice defense, though. But I don't think G2 did enough on their attack to make me, like, kind of like... I don't know how deep Heretics' defense is. It is very strong, though. It's very strong. It's just I'd be more interested by it and seeing it when a team doesn't just play for 20 seconds left every round. Yeah, this was something interesting, was someone saying to look at Woot's stats on defense. Something that I was saying, though, is that, like, Woot, I thought that in order for this team to do well this tournament, that Woot would have to play well. Yeah, that is funny. I mean, he only died once, I guess. He's got no action. one for one. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I know. Wu ended up going crazy here, it seems, so we'll get some there. Do you use wet wipes when you poopy? No, I don't actually. My diet's relatively okay. I mean, I'm eating like shit right now, but like my diet's relatively okay that I don't have those problems. So no. I have some in case though, you know? Do have some in case. Why do you think Jules should raise? Comfort, I guess? I don't know. I don't think the Waylay, I don't think Waylay was a big deal. I think that they should just play Yoru, to be honest with you. Stop, I'm eating. I'm eating too, bro. Okay, we're gonna take a break where I just sit here and eat. PRX vlog? How long is it? I mean, I'm only in a... That's too long, man. No, it's part 2 as well. No. I'm done with this. It's kind of cool. I think there needs to be event sequences on the timeline, so it's easier to go through the VOD. For what it's worth, everyone in Counter-Strike uses a tool like this. That's like no shade here, but the tools in Counter-Strike are going to be better because they have access to more stuff. But yeah, every single Counter-Strike coach will be using something like this to watch VODs. They don't watch anything other than this kind of thing. Looks cool. I don't know how much I would use something like this personally. The event tracking is the interesting thing, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's cool. I'm thinking practically for myself, like how often would I want to run through a VOD this way? I think that it's good because running through VODs via YouTube and Twitch, it can be laggy. And this is probably not laggy at all. That's probably the major advantage for me. Did the bulk end? No, the bulk ain't ending, bro. The current plan, I went to, every time I go to Berlin, I don't work out. And I just focus on work. And so I was in Berlin for like, I was in Berlin for 3 weeks recently. And I was in Berlin for 5 out of 7 of like almost the last little bit. So I wasn't really focused on gym. But I'm gonna, my current plan is to bulk until either until I feel disgusting, disgusted with myself, or until 2026. Depending on which one happens first. Whichever of these happens first, I will stop bulking and start cutting. It's not the best bulk of all time, but I am now, like, I now weigh more than, like, you know, when UFC, I compare myself to UFC fighters quite a lot in terms of, like, my weight, and it's not a good move because, like, they dehydrate themselves, obviously. But it's funny to see me weighing more than, like, you know, Conor McGregor's weigh-ins, you know what I mean? Will I moderate VCT EMEA in 2026? Will I moderate? What does that mean? How's the bulk feeling right now? I feel happy because today I wanted to eat junk food and I get to eat junk food. You don't get hungry enough to bulk. You train yourself to do it. Like, you end up as soon as you start eating more, you then just get hungrier more naturally. And if you work out a lot, you get hungry. Will I be on the broadcast for EMEA? Moderate equals ban Yinsuka Kuka. I have to make decisions about it. I'd be surprised if I am not in some capacity gonna do it. They're gonna, from what I understand, they're gonna offer me obviously work for next year. I have to figure things out though. What's your thoughts on Paper X Bulk? It looks cool. I think it's better than the Cube. Would you still live in Berlin because of broadcast? That's one of the big pain points of my decision making for next year, is that I do not want to move to Berlin. Do I have coaching offers for next year? I say this every time in, like, the cockiest way, and I kind of mean it cocky, I guess, but if I wanted to, I would have them. I'm not actively seeking them, but I have, obviously, people have asked. The teams that do, it's funny to see teams who do, like, the teams who do their due diligence and the teams that don't, it's funny to see who they are or not. Because I think any team would be stupid to not ask the question. But there are lots of teams who don't ask the question. Which org am I currently most involved with? I only get involved with teams one at a time, and it is PaperX. Are you not allowed to be on the broadcast of international tournaments because of coaching for PaperX? No, and that's not the way I would view it. Riot don't care if I'm involved with teams, and Riot don't care if I'm even involved with EMEA teams whilst I work EMEA. I wouldn't be helping PaperX necessarily, or I certainly wouldn't be helping them as much if I was going to champs as my first global event. I don't think I wouldn't work with PaperX. I wouldn't have time. I wouldn't want to focus on that. I'm doing the work with PaperX because I wasn't asked to go to champs as broadcast analyst. So it's like the other way around, if that makes sense. I'm almost like doing side quests. Like, if PaperX win champs and, like, I get to just pretend that I won, like, 2 trophies this year, it'll be hilarious, like, that, like, because they haven't asked me or invited me to go on broadcast, that I'm just winning trophies instead, you know? I think winning with them, like, with champs in Toronto, means that technically I count that as a 1. They're like 0.5 each, right? I think they're like a 0.5 each. Do you get the gun buddy of Paperx win? Both Alex and Harley, DSN, they're like CGO, tried to get me the gun buddy. I didn't ask, and they were like trying to get it from me, which I thought was really nice. I think I do have an extra gun buddy, but they didn't give me the title, and the title is the thing that matters for me, because I already have the gun buddy. Like, I already have the Master's gun buddy, so it's not that big a deal. So I'm a bit annoyed that, like, whoever put that extra gun buddy as my account didn't give me the title, I think. Does Alex know you reacted to his highlight? I don't think so. Because I would technically be the first coach with 2 different titles with 2 different regions, wouldn't I? I think. I don't know. Either way. It's a bunch of nonsense anyway. Right. Okay, so we see G2's classic comp that they've been running recently. I don't agree with the Teo, but I would just prefer to play a Senti. But they play this quite well, and it is interesting. And this composition, I think, should do quite well against the Chamber. Like, Chamber's not going to have as much fun against the drones, in my opinion. But apparently Wook pops off, so something went wrong. What was the reason? I think the reason was they were practicing Chamber. I once played Chamber. And then thought, oh, fuck it, we'll just play it. So I think they just needed to change their comp on Lotus to something different, because they've been struggling on Lotus a little bit in the past year. Has the team ever asked you to not VOD review because you see the game differently and may help other coaches? I think the reality of the situation is that I think there's some things I say on the stream that definitely could help coaches. I think in general, it's probably not worth their mental health listening to me just be an asshole through the entire stream, though. And then there's a lot of things, like, most of it is stuff that's like noise. Like, half of this review is going to be focusing on the other team. And then most of what I say about that team is probably stuff they might already know, or things that they just straight up disagree with. And so, like, there's just, at the end of it, you come at the other side just not learning much or not getting much value. And then I'm also shit-talking sometimes, so that might be annoying. I think if a coach ever DM me that, I would be kind of like, have you lost your goddamn mind? I've only ever had 2 DMs that I thought were like, that were like annoyed me in that way, that like were like, okay.
This is G2's bread and butter. I think the de facto best Americas team on.
Okay, so Heretic Sap's nice. So Chamber, what Chamber's really good at on this map? Okay, to give Heretic some credit, that the Chamber is a non-committal way of them taking rebel control against a defense comp that doesn't have a very good way to take rebel control non-committally. Like, how do I explain this? The Yoru means that they very rarely want, like, the Yoru is very rarely going to be able to take the line deep, because they can't, you know, satchel or move into this space easily, or nade or stun the space. So the Yoru ends up playing like behind this line quite a lot of the time, and the Chamber represents someone who can just walk out here by themselves and take rebel for free a lot of the time. The Chamber on attack side is a pretty good answer to this composition, I think. It's the defense where I think it's going to struggle more. Yeah, Fnatic got wrecked by DX Chamber or Lotus last year. Yeah. Chamber in general, Chamber against that composition is strong on defense though, and still decent on attack. I think that this, but what I'm saying here is that this comp has to use C's or Salvos to take this. and rarely does it even get them the rubble control, like, anyway. So what Woot could do every single round is just take rubble for free, I think.
Bread and butter. I think the de facto best America's team.
And then net used recyclable for this control, and then Benji can take some soft B control. What I'm seeing so far is a nice default from them. I'm a bit concerned why Woot is not being as aggressive as he should be here. Oh, he accidentally fucked up. Did he fuck this up? Why is Woot taken away? Oh, he did go for insta peek. Okay. Okay, I take it back. I think Woot might have played too aggressively. All Woot's job is, in my opinion, is to just get like a line like this and just chill. As soon as they take this control, he can chill. He can go for deeper lines if he wants to. I think that they're going to need to use a smoke on him sometimes, though. Like, they're going to need to use a smoke sometimes for him to cross. Like, he cannot cross this space right now. So they might need to smoke this sometimes. Sent Metacomp, I can't focus on that question right now. Ask me another time. Or ask me in Discord, maybe. We're focusing on Lotus. That's a good question, though. So this is what G2's approach more so is. They hear a noise this side, they scale up to try and take rubble control. Like, their rubble control takes our reaction to the default the other team plays, i.e. the attack. If the attack doesn't take this, they will go and try and take it off of them, if that makes sense. Or they will always try and take it if it's free. Is basically what the plan is. My argument would be that they shouldn't, like, Team Heretics shouldn't just let them walk up and take it for free, in my opinion. And I think the Chamber is going to be a good agent to stop that from happening.
Heretics will have their work cut out for them, but right now, man, they are looking good. Even just on that individual basis with 3 players dropping 20 bombs on map 1.
And it's been a while since
And then when you do default heavy towards here, it becomes a game of pivoting between these spots or re-clearing A. And so they're going to be pivoting between these two. And one of the jobs one of the things to look out for when they're pivoting between these two spots is the Viper Toxin. Unfortunately, there's not a way to see how much Toxin Leaf has on the UI, but they can bait out the Toxin. So if they get the wall here to go up, and then Leaf has no Toxin, they can just go C, because there's no Toxin for the orb there. But instead it feels like Heretics are just all-inning onto B.
We're going to see the deadlock wall thrown down to cut off that C-link entrance. Jaw goes searching, gets another one. Low as he is, Woot get blown to pieces.
Yeah, a bit awkward, honestly. A little bit awkward.
This is going to be tough on Joe to the wide swing. It's crazy, but Frias can't get the trade. I don't know how he gets away with that one.
Yeah. He just tried to brute force through B Viper wall, which to me was a mistake.
The gluten gladiators in there.
The gluten gladiators. That's funny. I like that.
The gluten gladiators in there.
Nice use of their eco free util. I still think that Chamber should probably be. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
Honestly, paint shell. It feels like some karma for seeing Leaf hitting so many early grab nets when he plays Deadlock. That's over on Vine. Won't be seeing that today, but it just sort of justified in a way, honestly.
Snarled up. Absolutely nowhere to go now.
It's these redrones are the Terror drone is ludicrously strong.
Teltron gets a good clear of B main. See, one of the few teams that bring Teho onto this map or any map still are G2.
I mean, worth noting,
Hey, Sonya.
Heretics are continuing their streak of just having cool little util combo plays that are getting a lot of value in this series. It only took 2 rounds for one to be activated here. Yep. I mean, kind of the oldest one in the book, really. The nade with a thing that makes people not move. But it works.
That's the most circuitous way of saying immobilizing you. Into the side we go. Another grab net here that came back online.
Oh.
Back from it and sees a glimpse of this.
I remember Magnum being very good at spamming that when he played against us.
On the route inside the smoke and eventually catches a stray one. Has to rendezvous out there.
Does recover the stinger, wants to throw it over to Miniboo, and in the midst of trying to
came back online. Valor
Push
from
out,
it.
contain. All good standard stuff from G2.
He gets shot for it. How sad.
That call though, pretty important.
Get some easy kills afterwards, clean them up. There's a little bit of fear about playing in C main early, I will tell you that. But now they've got the full buy going.
Seas and Salvo. But the chamber's still gonna be chilling. I think that honestly, they should be salvoing the TP, right? Shouldn't they? Am I being stupid here? If they want to take rubble control, the only issue is it's still awkward for them to take rubble control. Is there a TP he can do to avoid? I mean, he can still kind of do a TP behind it, I guess. But I would start by just getting rid of the good TP, I guess. Because you know he's just going to be sticking it up here. At least do that for one round, probably.
Leave witness protection program. He's moved. He's in a different postcode.
You feel like the Heretics default could be so much better? Really? I think that they could guide the chamber at the start a little bit more, but ultimately, the idea of having chamber here is correct, and then generally they are either C or CB defaulting, which I think is correct. I think they could handhold the chamber a little bit more. Like you could if you really needed it, the deadlock neck. I think against this comp though, he just needs a slight bit of hand holding, I think. Like he's unable to cross to a safe position, which makes it not as good to run the chamber. It's a bit annoying. Chamber better lurking than Viper? No. No. He's not better at lurking, but he's better at creating kill pressure. Like, he is potentially better against this comp because he can safely take duels here. And this team cannot bypass his dueling. Like, other teams can easily bypass this angle because they can throw nade or stun or just satchel here or just run out. G2 aren't going to play the Omen on this side of the map, so they can't just like TP past. So the chamber represents someone who's good at just taking straight duels here against this comp. I think they need a smoke though, or something.
He teleports immediately. He TP'd right away. As does Wu. He's getting pressure. Stand up on a special delivery.
Able to rendezvous out of trouble, and G2 have maintained this foothold here for on Rubble. They don't want to fight for it, and Wu best have his wits about him.
His kill pressure currently has resulted in no actual space being taken on that side of the map yet. It's not his fault though.
He's ready for it. Smoke down, but played by a poison orb.
Those players are so weak in serious danger of getting one shot by going to the body and draw once more.
He's that coming through as well. Heretics pretty short on options.
Yeah, so it's pretty much over this round.
The same passage the Heretics might be hoping. They're going to go for this now. Hordes.
Oh, never mind.
Eat Fallon's crosshair placement for breakfast.
Leaf spotted out, so they know there's a player with a Bucky and Waterfall. Leaf won't have an opportunity to get a better weapon. Team Heretics can absolutely still win this if they play at range.
Yeah, I saw the Woot stats, yeah.
A lot of angles to watch for, and they don't know the status of Halls, Heretics. Now though, G2 showing themselves.
So this comp, we replaced Chamber with Euro and put him on a similar role. I think Chamber's fine here. The Yoru can play like the Chamber does though. But on defense, the Chamber is a bit better, I would say. It's an interesting idea though. The idea that they could have just gone Yoru right. Like, if Woot had played a lot more Yoru instead of the Jet, that would have been the actual, like, that would have been the juice, I guess, going through stage 2. Yeah, on defense, I think you're right. Like, maybe, yeah. You can force them into deadlock a bit more. That's true. On attack, though, I think that he's not going to be able to play like he's trying to play right now with the Euro as easily.
Lobby area.
Some shots here for Heretics, but
Playing chamber defense is also just a little bit more comfortable than playing Euro. I think that Woot should, yeah, when they were playing Jet and Raze or whatever it was, they should have just been playing Euro Raze a lot. I get Woot used to it, but maybe he's just not comfortable. Which is acceptable for Woot to not be comfortable on Euro, but it's not comfortable for like a main duelist to not be comfortable on Euro, in my opinion.
He gets his crosshairs set, but re-enters the second wave and steps up to the Sheriff. Jordan wants to fight out in the open. He's down for it. Flash through the wall to follow up the clone might be the play. But G2 have a good opportunity to slow.
What about Minibu on Euro, Woot on Raze?
Screen comes down. And with the last one to step up.
How good was Woot's Raze? It was, I presume it's good. Like he should be the Raze, really. Yeah, if they just switched that round, that would have been cool, yeah. Minibu Euro.
Kind of bucks the trend of sometimes what we see on this Lotus map or any three-side maps.
Yeah, right now the chamber pick is not done too much.
King of openers on Corrode. Time has had the book shut in his face for each of these last 5 rounds.
Root's got this operator. Going to post up towards B main. Might honestly have an opportunity. It looks like Leaf was jump peeking that angle towards spawn, but the wall will cut that off. And now Team Heretics wanting, needing to take space elsewhere, but it's right into
Odin.
Disgusting off angle, isn't it? Here's the Nightfall.
And then the salvos, they push Heretics back. That keeps Jonah alive. Nightfall to ensure both his life and the space is retained.
Audrey clears that rubble space on A and gives G2 the window now to fall back to more defensive positions.
Look at his.
That was some really
Act on A and gives G2 the window now to fall back to more defensive positions.
Look at how he moves his scope, man.
Audrey clears that rubble space on A and gives G2 the window now to fall back.
It's obviously not quite in sync with his screen, but that's crazy. Like he's actually taking his mouse off his like mouse, man.
They both, of course, have that safe info gain. Stealth drone is going to snip a bit of this out. There's Woot. They both, of course, have that safe info gain. Stealth drone is going to snip a bit of this out, and there's Woot just headbutts the bullet in the midair.
Would you be? Do we get that review on YouTube too? Yeah, everything's on YouTube. Would you personally TH in the top 3 of winning champs now if they beat the #1 NA? Top 3?
Any info to play off of yet? Paranoia here in a baby door. Valor might have his hands full more than he bargained for. Oh no! He bet the house on it.
Top 4 maybe? I think they're looking like a top 4 team after that performance, but like it's the first game of champs.
Crazy numbers. The Jonah and Valen on that playoff run were sick. This was really the moment in the round I want to highlight again, though. Jonah on that angle, getting the kill, then the immediate missiles to force the rest of the Heretics team back. He nightfalls. That's just to keep him alive and control that space. But it was all worth it. It was all worth it.
The market, baby. Rowdy.
5 now.
I haven't played for 2 weeks. And a lot of him, he really had him down, reminded him about the joy of in franchising. They're an Ascension team. They don't get it for free. Nothing is granted to this team. They've got to fight for all of it.
You missed the review on Corrode. Can you get TLDR? TLDR, both teams good at defense. Like, even better on defense than most teams. Like, it's not just a Corrode thing. They were both very strong on defense. G2's attack was... and Heretics' defense was in particular using the Yori very strong. G2's composition, I think, had some holes in it. Not playing Yori to me is surprising. Playing Cypher is surprising. The attack side, they just did the Fnatic thing of just waiting till 20 seconds and then just looked like stupid. Just looked stupid. They couldn't clear out Vice util with their composition either. Is it possible G2 G2 no champs.
1-2 defensive Odins that
No, it's not possible G2 no champs.
to the utmost extent in Heretics.
Gentlemanly play.
If they're theoretically a comp on any map in Carmel that doesn't have a hole in it. No, but yes. What I mean by a hole in it is not it has pros and cons. I mean it has. I'm not going to use violent like that. But that it has something so obviously a con that it can be exploited every single time. Like that is a hole. Like it's not just a pro or a con. It's a Jesus Christ. How are we going to get around this issue? No, I don't like holes. Is the it's you made me say this when True Blood just came. Yeah. The summary of that is I don't like holes. Eco, we go next. Unless it's Paper X.
And Doug honestly mentioned if Heretics can get those solid post plants, but David stopped before the sites constantly, much like G2 suffered on Corrode.
Nice Uber. Nice. Okay, well they got ults now. So this is what I mean by the default is like, oh shit. Chamber can explore out towards A, get A for free. They should get Sea Control off of the default, and then you got Benji prodding towards B a little bit. This trip is pretty ass. I think. Isn't it better to put? I'm just thinking. Is there? Can you actually trip in the way that I think you can trip? Isn't it just better to trip like this? If you're like want to cover everything. Why do you want to just trip one thing? I give it freebies here. This is like an easy freebie, right? Yeah, so bad trip from Whoop, but usually I don't notice those micro things because I actually don't care, but it's too windy and rainy. I like last night. Last night was the first time that it's felt nice and cold, you know? Like, right now I'm in my pajama bottoms. Like, I got nice and snuggly because it was nice and cold. Like, I'm dying for this cold weather. Like, I like all the cold clothing too, like nice sweatshirts and stuff, you know? I'm so ready for British weather. I'm gonna fucking sleep all day.
They're not gonna give anything to Root, right? I mean, and this is just frustrating as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, clock really getting burnt now. We're heading to 30 seconds and Heretics don't have any.
The only annoying thing is I live near the sea. So it's like, it would be nice to go for a walk down there. But it's so windy that it's like... That's not fun. Actually, it would be kind of fun to go... Because all the clubs in Brighton are like, a lot of them like on the seafront. I wonder how people go out when it's that windy. It must be awful. They must just run into the clubs from the cabs or something. Did they win a 2v4? Is this the turning point of the game? Really? Watching players is so funny. Like how low their senses. Look how low Benji's senses. Watch. Watch this. He's got to go all the way across to there to just turn his mouse that. It just looks not fun.
Benji has the annihilation. Will there even be a moment for it? I mean, perhaps if he could kill Leaf. Yeah, trying to force here. Active. Root finds Valen. Annihilation didn't catch. Leaf's gonna take the fight up close, but Benji wins it out, and it's all.
Yeah, 2v4. That's.
Sidestep gets him out and gets the kill against Wood. briefly in time is anything but on his side. Benji comes around. What a cleanup.
Benji
Yeah, that round is one in the game, right? Like on broadcast, that would be the round we'd be like, okay, well, we need to get this round because this is narratively the actual point in which they lost the game. If it went for this 4v2, Heretics probably don't win this, right?
Retakes has a stinger and a tour de force to work with.
I'm just wondering how many rounds might it take for Heretics on this half.
Oh, his sense is still quite high. That's kind of funny.
Swap to defense where G2 are less favored on attack. Their worst half by the numbers. They're pretty fair margin.
I mean, it looked like we were going to see Haven. Heretics did not look comfortable at all. So, like, the only round they won is a 4v2. So I'm still looking for what did they do in this game, apart from winning a 4v2, and probably about to win off of using ults. Like, are they able to win rounds? How did they win their rounds when they weren't just 4v2ing or ulting? The operator coming out is big. Like, that might have been a win condition. Because he can scale A lot easier now. He doesn't need smokes anymore. Yeah, Heretics has to use Fade and Raze ult this round, so I count this as like a... They still had to use like a big win condition to win the round. I live like above a Greg's, and I don't think I've had Greg's in... I've not had Greg's in Brighton. I've not had Greg's for a very long time. Is there anything good veggie they do? I said before that when you know like when you're sick and you get like a craving for something? I crave white ice ring donuts from Greg's, but the last time I looked they don't do them anymore. They do these fucking sprinkled donuts. That's just not it. It's not it. I don't like vegan sausage rolls. I don't like the vegan sausage rolls. I just... Something about just... I don't know. I just think I just don't like meat, to be honest with you. Right, let me have a look. What's the vegan lettuce? Corn? I don't... I think the closest thing I got here is cheese and onion pasta or something. But I don't want that. TLDR, I don't think I like Greg's. How did he get the pick? Sorry. The operator, right? No? Okay, so that round was so big. So the 4v2 into ults, into anti-eco. That is so crazy how much of a snowball one round can be in this game. Just like essentially 2 pretty free rounds afterwards. It's crazy. That would be... Yeah, that would be my post-match analysis for this if we had one. I'd also look at the way the chamber interacted on the map would be what I'd be looking at. The Pound Bakery.
Might have been on a jump across even that he gets that shot.
Horn has to be cleared, so that will show Jonah P here in this corner.
It would hate to be him in this situation. Okay.
Guardian doesn't quite have the flexibility to get him out of that one.
A little unnecessary to do it that way.
Should they have enough for 3 full buy? Should they have enough for 3 full buy? What do you mean? I don't know, because we can't see the economy. It'd be really nice to know if they could buy 3 full buys, and I'm not gonna go back. I'm gonna be like Sliggy and like be all like, oh, I don't know. Looks like, and then I don't know if this money is after they died, and now they get money now. I don't know how it works. Okay, so far it's been 4v2 ults anti-eco. This might be the first round in which we see a round win that was like not something more standard, maybe.
G2 did not fight heavily over this space. It's just spam through from Jonah. Man, that sounded more dangerous than it ended up being from the point of view of those Heretics players.
Economy propaganda. Economy propaganda.
I was going to say, Boo does have this ultimate to teleport into the site, gain some information, and off that distraction, Team Heretics can press forward a bit.
Some do say me and Sliggy are the Marks and Engels of the Valorant space. I think I'm Marks and he's Engels in this relationship. He's my sugar daddy.
You could see how worried Boo was. He was jump spotting that angle, and Jaw heard him run away, so he's pushing up.
Sliggy won't give me shit, man. Wait, surely they lose from here, right?
You can see how worried Boo was. He was jump spotting that angle, and Jaw heard him run away, so he's pushing up. Heretics are being flanked by an off in Yoru at the moment. Valentine on the side, Jonah not able to really stop them. It's only Wood out of the mix, but trade from upper.
Yeah, like G2 can't lose this round, right? Is this another stupid situation? What is this? What's this Viper? Oh god, he's got a Viper lineup from... Oh shit, sorry. He's got a Viper lineup from here. That lands not in the right spot, but... Okay. He was supposed to be trying to split here, I guess? Or here. It's kind of cool. Finding a lineup from one of these positions is kind of a nice idea. Respect it. Thoughts on the Labubu on Max's grave? In some respects, I think it's cute, but then the analytical brain makes me want to kind of... It's kind of... It is kind of a bit weird.
This was the perfect moment. Throws down those missiles. Players forced into the open. 2-piece was lovely. Could always trust Trent to have a good game during his heyday.
Because like Labubus are pretty much the epitome of like capitalism, right? Just these nonsense pieces of fashion that like are probably all gonna be in landfill in like 2 months' time. Like, I kind of think they're kind of cool and fun, but realistically, we can't deny that they are just a bit of nonsense, you know what I mean? But they are fun, so I don't know. I presume they're not made very ethically either, you know? So there are probably a lot of problems there and a lot to analyze, but it's cute and fun, so that usually outweighs, you know, the rest. I had to queue 30 minutes outside the store to get a Labubu that I already bought online. Like, yeah.
Who gets chomped on here? Forced to TP away from rubble.
And he does throw an early smoke over towards B heaven, so that definitely implies Heretics have ideas of getting into this B side, especially with the wall going down and
Leaf gets caught out completely. And then we have a chamber ready to isolate the C.
Trent's just trying to go to work on the wall here, but this is the true post plant.
I was hoping Trent could have helped, but can't when that wall is thrown down. Now Jaw trying to work his way into blue room, does have a teammate in Jonah.
Hobbit. Oh god. I like that. Blue room, baby door, Hobbit. What do people mostly call it? Baby door in America, right? God, Hobbit is the best call I've ever heard for that, surely. Surely it's gotta be Hobbit. Mini, as the lead proponent of Marxist economy propaganda in Valorant, what are your thoughts on the statistical models made by Cheyenne Scherer? Sorry, I can't say his name. Specifically, his work on spank theory. I think that spank theory, much like trickle-down economics, is a bunch of nonsense propagated by the people in power to try and obfuscate the obvious inefficiencies in current economic times or models used in current Valorant. Spank theory is an illusion. It's the kind of immaterial, like I'm a materialist, right? As a Marxist, as a proponent of Marxist Valorant economics, I'm a materialist. I live in the real world with tangibles. What that is spiritual nonsense. Okay, we eventually saw it. I said about the Omen TP getting past the line, and we eventually saw it as like a punish to chamber. So nice by G2. Shio would fold you, mate.
Just teleported up, I think, like right as the horn was pinged, basically, and Woot was confident to continue holding that angle. Too confident. Does recover that orb, so they have the showstopper.
Can't believe it. The fans wanting the. I don't even know what spank theory is, to be honest with you. What is it? Is it you lose so much you get good? It's not real. I think the reality of it is like expectations and pressure. Like that's what it is. It's if you're a team with low expectations and low pressure, you're in a much better position to perform than a team with expectations and pressure. And it's so fun and easy to put pressure onto teams. It's fun. Like it's funny seeing how teams deal so poorly with being expected to be good.
And Nightfall used very early, and Team Heretics can't really do much off of it. Counter Nightfall going to come through from Jonah. This is going to have to get massive value. Definitely going to hit at least 2 players. Also got herself in the back corner. That is respected though.
Mini, can you go to the fan cafe in Paris on October 2nd? I'll buy you a drink there. Freebies of you too. I don't know. I keep saying to you guys that I don't know where I am in my life. October 2nd. Oh, there's a decent chance. There's 2 ways I go to Paris right now. One is if I go with Paper X, and then one is if I go with like content people. And I don't know if I'm gonna be there. I don't know when I will be there. If I go with content people, I think I'll be there on the 2nd, but like probably late. Because I think they're taking the Eurostar. So I don't know. I have to figure out my life. But I'll go to the, like, either way, like, if I'm there, I'll go to that, where is the cafe? Can you give me the address of the cafe? Is it near the event? Where is the event? Where is everything? We need like a Google Maps. Someone should make a Google Maps every event for like all the key spots at the event and all cool places you can go to. In Copenhagen, they had the like Fnatic did like a fan zone thing opposite the arena, which was cool. How did they lose this retake 5v4?
Cover that orb, so they have the showstopper and the Nightfall to activate a site exec with. Yeah, but is it
Jonah's got an operator. Ah, he's too slow on the TP.
used very early, and Team Heretics can't really do much off of it. Counter Knight going to come through from Jonah. This is going to have to get massive value. Definitely going to hit at least 2 players.
Also, nice out in the backcourt. That respected though by Riens.
This sight smoke is really great for keeping these anchors alive right now.
Yeah, G2 trying to make their win, but they got a cross here. Miniboo's going to see a head pop up in a moment you'd expect.
Sight smoke being cycled again. Miniboo on that lower angle, but under pressure.
2 players seized there. This is dangerous. Decay down now, getting that health back. It's on Boo. Takes a moment to step up. And eventually falls, but it's labored now. 2 versus 2. Trying to get out through the smoke.
It's so close. I think G2 probably should have won this map, right? That's not a hot take, is it? That's not unfair to say. I do think the Heretics should be able to adjust stuff for next time if they were to play. But I think G2 should have won this map. You see, like, the Chamber of Power, I think it was so enabling hemming a little bit. Yeah. I think if they had they could have just a Viper wall enabling him. If they had a Viper, is basically what I was thinking. Otherwise, they need to, like, you know, you either fade something him. Might not be enough. You might need to net or just smoke something. You might need to smoke the cross or something, honestly. Something weird. I don't know. It's like you want to take a line, but you also don't have the option to cross very easily if the other team has an op. If the chamber has an operator, though, I think you're cool to like leave him a little bit more. But eventually they find the counter to the operator by just TPing across, and he can't hear the TP. The sound of TPs is so ludicrous, like how unfair that is. Like, that's unfair, right? Don't you think that, like, as the chamber player here, even if you are... I mean, he's haunted, so I guess that doesn't help. I think it's fair. If you get haunted, you deserve not to hear. Let's go. Benji does what I do a little bit. It's not for comfort though. I think his is for sweat. Like, I have my jacket on my armrest because my armrest is so uncomfortable. But I think he's doing that because he's sweaty. Just a man thing, no? What's a man thing? I can't wait to see Sliggy's parents at an event with the Sliggy merch on. That's all I'm saying.
Just really proud.
Trent style looks very American. Yeah, looks pretty American. I think I could have a beer and talk UFC with him. That sounds like the manliest thing I would ever have done, though. The idea of me going for a beer with Trent's dad and talking UFC is the manliest thing I would have ever done. Heretics for a trap setup. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna say. There is an obvious weakness to Heretics' comp.
Start their attack side, of course, around this lurk wall at A. All moving forward. Stealth drone through to check that baby door position. Benji, though, waiting for a grab net opportunity here. Looks like a paranoia folded it in. Benji just easily waltz on past.
I think a pretty bad pistol from G2. It's rare to say. I think this pistol is bad.
Perfect. When one steps back, another steps up. But G2 able to brute force their way in.
It's a nice shot from Benji. Can Mini grow a beard? No. In lockdown during COVID, I started doing experiments with my face. One of them included me shaving all my hair off and then realizing that I'm just kind of not good looking enough to pull that off. The second thing was growing facial hair. I just left my hair for like almost like 6 weeks, I think. It just felt horrible, and it just looked like I was still a teenager. So I don't think the beard growing is a thing. Will you Vervix? I think if my hair continues to fall out at the rate it is right now, there's a potential for Varying Vix.
Another thing he gets caught. There was a nade with the grab head thrown over towards
Yeah, not a great pistol from G2, I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's a
Against this comp.
distinctive look in it. Works out more often than you maybe feel it should in America. This
I mean, they made this their hallmark in 2025.
There's the question, of course, of starting to get some of this map control. Going up towards Rubble.
It's a very passive trip. This trip is basically like, they're basically letting Chamber be the A player who's gonna play, he'll play like this line, and then he's gonna play a passive line after, and then he's gonna fall away. And his job will be like, Heretics won't over-rotate, because they got this trip in stairs, basically. They just don't, they want to make sure that nobody gets through up here. And they're gonna play weak A most of this round, I guess.
A risky proposition as Wood is already got himself an outlaw in hands. This will clear him and force him onto a wider range.
It's interesting that they're using... I want to see them in future use the salvo on the TP, not on the position. But I guess they can't know whether there's a chamber here or not. But that would be a kind of cool idea. I don't know how easy it is to salvo like a big enough... I don't know if the salvo is big enough to get all the places it could be though. But you're going to presume the TP's on the right side, I guess.
Yeah, he can play relatively aggro there, right? Just with the ability to get back into tree. It's
Why do you think G2 switched to Cypher from Vibrant Road?
Chamber on this map. You're going to be so safe.
Did they expect double duelist? I think Cypher is worse against the potential... Well, I don't think Cypher is very good against double duelist anymore. And I think Viper's still pretty good against double duelist. I think they just changed because they didn't want to play... Like, I think there was comfort issues, or Leaf wanted to play Cypher or something.
Toggle up this Viper wall. In the meantime, maybe looking for a way in, or even a way to just to garner some extra.
Hey, God Victim.
Information about this A side setup.
Thank you for the sub.
B. Ren's forced away here.
Yeah, that was Nancy. That's the thing. Like, they've had so long to prepare maps that they're just preparing maps at this point. Like, it's much better to... When you've got all that time to prepare, you prepare on yourself, not the opponent, right?
Poison orb thrown up to cover that link area. This is G2 now with the Stingers getting in to B.
Minibu just waiting to see if anyone tries to run into that smoke. Not going to be the case. And then a season 8 combo, but Jonah, wow, just out of the way, was in some serious danger.
Avert your eyes if you're squeamish, folks. This is about to get ugly. Paranoia come. This time maybe
Aggro with the chamber on this map. You're going to be so safe getting away.
I'm very sorry. I'm confused. So Heretics won, and G2 did their stinger by.
I mean, they made this their hallmark in 2025.
See, the stinger by, I think, is actually not good. It's just that G2 are good at it. I think the stinger by is very hard to pull off. That's my current thesis. But how easy would it be to make a team good at stinger by is basically the question. Because most teams are very bad at it, I think. But G2 are good at it.
Joel may have to wait for a toggle of this Viper wall. In the meantime, maybe looking for a way in, or even a way to just to garner some extra.
If you go up against comp that could potentially counter your pistol strat, would you change the pistol on the fly? Yes. If you've decided on a pistol strat for your opponent, and then your opponent plays a different comp, and you're thinking, like, let's say they play Sage, and you're like, oh, we were gonna rush where Sage might play. You don't call to rush a Sage, you know what I mean? Like, you have to change. There are times in which we've said, like, we've designed a pistol. And we said that like, okay, comp change. They might be able to counter us here, and then we just run it anyway because we've been practicing it. But if it's like a really big like, no, they will absolutely destroy us just using this one piece of util, or there's a big hole on, or a big gap in their map that we could exploit, like we could change. I think that would be my preference. It doesn't happen that often though. Usually pistols we ran weren't so like easy to like just lose against, or that was a crazy good retake though. The stun, did that stun miss from Teo? Where did the stun go? I'm sorry. Oh, it's not a stun, it's a fucking salvo. He salvoed heaven. If he salvoed down here, he'd be alive, right? No, he wouldn't. He'd be dead. Send. Sorry, this isn't good analysis. Send them home. Boxer light fish. Boxer like fish. Boxed like a fish. Boxed like fish. Boxes like fish. Boxes like fish. I think that might be a is that a Fortnite thing, guys? I think it might be a Fortnite thing, right? You guys are so stupid. You guys are so stupid.
The setup right now on this round is the exact same as on the prior. It's just Woot playing over on A. Trip very far back.
Just watched 100 of you tell me it's a Fortnite thing.
The exact same as on the prior. It's just
this. If I was actually a good streamer, I could use whatever psychology made you guys reply to me there for evil, i.e., subscribers and viewers. But I'm not. Because that was too easy. I just manipulated you guys to engage with me in a way that is kind of scary.
Those two players interested at sea, sprinkling some catnip over that area is now.
Chat, he's starting to get it. Yeah, if I learn a few more of these tricks, then yeah. To be fair, I do need to somehow beg for money more. If I ever wanted to take streaming seriously, I would need to beg for money more. But you need to do it in a tactful way. Or you don't. With me, maybe I could do it in a way that's not tactful because that's funny. I don't know. Okay, Eco, I'm allowed to theorize about how I exploit you guys for money. Because it's Eco. Much like how they are ecoing, I'm also trying to figure out my finances. Ice to a polar bear. Front to back default. It's front to back retakes every time. Always like front to back. I imagine on C it's going to be like this too. Front to back. No fancy shenanigans. No fanciness. Very cool tournament. Fair enough. On a scale of 1 to 10, how scared are we for Fanatics map pool? About 7. Do the Sliggy infinite money glitch trap. I don't know what Sliggy does. Is that go back in time and start streaming before like everyone else? and build up like fan base 4 years ago? Is that the infinite glitch? I don't think he wants our money. So yeah, Sliggy doesn't even know what he did. That's the thing. Sliggy's. Have you seen him trying to market his merch? I've done more marketing for his own merch than he has. This man doesn't know what's going on.
For G2 to have an actual buy with rifles.
He refused to tweet about it.
Just another util
To be fair, he told my friends on TeamSpeak, and they did all rip into him. Like, everyone was so like finding faults with everything. I was like, all right, guys, this is wait, what? I think it's.
Okay, and there's Wood yet again. It's all the same Pistons for Team Heretics that have given
I thought everything was good.
the last few rounds.
And if you'd like to
But they were like saying stuff about like the website and stuff. I
enjoy
don't know.
walking into our operator on the opposite
I think it was just one guy, to be honest with you.
Lucky
It
for
was
Brown,
mostly just one guy.
Jaw much the same, but Jonah did not have
Yeah,
that.
British TeamSpeak, full of boomers who don't buy merch. It's basically that kind of vibe.
Combos on one side, tour de force on the other.
Someone said it seemed quite expensive, and I was like, is it really? Like, it seems
The kind of player who will
for a streamer making merch, it feels fairly reasonable.
again.
smokes being cycled to control A main for Team
man.
Heretics.
Yeah, but
Ugh.
All that time it would be
Right, let's actually watch the Valorant instead of discussing Sticky's merch.
G2 to have an actual buy with rifles.
I would buy more of the merch if it didn't have Sliggy's name on it, though, because it feels very weird for me to walk around with Sliggy's name on. Like, I can't do that to myself. I do want to wear the Sliggy, the one that just says Sliggy though. The one that just says Sliggy. I do think it would be funny if I wore that on broadcast. Me just wearing Sliggy shirt with maybe even the Sliggy cap too. Like that would be kind of funny. I also flamed him saying that it's funny that he's allowed to put established, what does it say, like established like 1923 or whenever he was born, because he's so old that like it actually makes sense to put established, you know what I mean? Like if he was actually a young person, the established thing wouldn't make any sense. So yeah. So that was my little side digs at him.
Just another util combo.
He didn't have the ability to TP out. Okay, and there's Wood yet again. It's all the same Pistons pumping here for Team Heretics that have given him this momentum.
I thought what you're gonna say there is someone said that would be best broadcast fit of the year. I thought you were gonna say that would be my best broadcast fit of the year. But the issue is you probably would be right. Like,
To dodge these util combos, enjoy walking into our operator
bro
on
is
the
not
opposite
VOD
side of the
reviewing.
map.
You can't play ahead of them.
No, I'm not.
For Valen, the
Util combo rifles.
attack sign continues to look questionable.
Just another util combo.
He didn't have the ability to TP out. Okay, and there's Wood yet again. It's all the same pit. Attack sign continues to look questionable.
Just another util combo.
He didn't have the ability to
I can't
TP
talk
out.
too much. I can't talk too much.
And there's Wood yet again. It's all the same Pistons pumping.
What Heretics are doing is quite nice. I'm surprised G2 are falling for it.
And if you'd like to dodge these util combos,
Yeah.
enjoy walking
Their
into our
default.
operator on the opposite side of the map.
You can't play
I don't think they're doing the right default against
For
this.
Valen, he could sort of TP out, Jaw much the same, but Jonah did not have such an option. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Util combos on one side, tour de force on the other. And Wood is the kind of player who will just repost and get ready to fight again.
Smokes being cycled. to
Why
control
can't I wear a
A main
skirt?
for Team
man.
Heretics.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, that timing and Jaw just making noise, and he's just caught. He just has no idea.
And just, you know, that's around where Boo pops up, reads his head, crucial kill, falls back into that passive gameplay.
Look at how quickly Team Heretics are already getting right on this C site to help Rians.
Now, Rians is just clear
See ya.
of that, but Trent's able to run him down. Traded out instantly, though, now as Boo sat up in his corner again. This guy!
He just TP'd across the corner?
On this C site to help Rians.
Now, Rians is just clear
That's how ludicrous Omen TPs are on LAN. Like, he's allowed to TP next to someone. I mean, he is, to be fair, he is, he was, seized or something.
Series, they get value with a util combo early, and then on the opposite side of the map, Weave tries to take some space. You're not getting hit with a util combo, you're walking.
Yeah, okay, I'm thinking.
They were rounds in two friends are not and there have been enough beast.
They're worse that in cock. Heretics volatility, high highs, low lows.
But their ceiling
is unbelievable. Their roster, the talent that they have is outrageous. They can take down any team at the world.
Mini skirt. That's good, because I am mini too.
World, rather. On the right.
I haven't done enough leg days to wear a skirt, I don't think. I don't think anyone wants to see that right now. Well, people would want to see it, but not for the right reasons.
Take some liberties here.
Now, just one away from that nightfall, so whatever happens for the rest of the rounds.
How is Heretics supposed to retake C with chamber deadlock? That's a good question, Nikki. The answer is they don't. So you're going to see a lot of them probably holding it.
Live, die, get a kill. He's going to get that for the next, surely.
What counts as the right reasons? The right reasons are because you want to see my beautiful legs, but the problem is they're not very beautiful right now. So you just want to see it for the fact that it would be funny.
By the way, just some note, but Woot didn't invest into the oppies. Just playing with the rifle here.
Boo in that spot we saw him in last round. That is checked for by the Prowler.
Much like a
Which it would be funny.
Just here in the dark cover. Let's see, making a ton of noise. Which I suppose that last round, this one, he died. So
Benji solo over at the A side, and Valen with some sharp shooting.
yeah, great kill from Valen. I mean, this is 2 times though that Team Heretics really didn't rotate off. Jonah did cause enough of a distraction for them to stay.
That's an early snake bite. That's an uncharacteristically early snake bite from my boy Leaf. You know someone's over here, so they're not ready to actually burst out anything. If we keep this snake, like this snake bite's really big to keep right here. Although to be fair, I still got paranoia and drone, so we do have some util. But if he could keep that at all, like that's such a big win. Because he could snake bite, like, no.
Both of them likely to rattle Team Heretics and force them to quickly reposition. Leaf's going to call these footsteps. He knows they're coming through. Sat in pit. He'll hear the drop down as well.
Oh, that's well played though.
The information he could ask for, but now to make an informed decision off of it is a different story.
Tail ult too. Okay, yeah, easy for them. I see, I don't know, but I think a Euro would be possibly nicer for their main default here. I like that Bacon cuts through all the noise and potential distraction that I presume that thinking about me wearing a skirt would do to you, and keeps it real.
Back to the util combo well, it's the season. The nade over towards that C main doesn't actually get too much damage off like it did on the prior round though.
When I think in terms of like macro stuff, Bacon, I generally think that Yoru on a macro level is pretty much, if you're gonna choose between playing a Yoru or a chamber, which is a rare instance where you have to choose between those two agents, but I would say that Yoru, it excites me more for the capabilities. It's mostly on a micro level it's all micro stuff that's like, does the chamber just feel nicer to take certain angles and stuff, I think. On Icebox specifically, it's about, you know, elevation and the trip, right? On this map, the elevation doesn't matter, and the trip is nice to have, because they don't have anything. But in general, like, I would agree. Like, I'm not even going to go into specifics about it or like even think about specifics, but as a coach who likes to think about the broader stuff, the Euro is obviously going to be more dynamic. But if Woot just prefers the safety net that Chamber provides over the Euro, because it is safer to play Chamber for sure. Hey, Flop.
Something similar. Nope, that's the play, Wyatt.
That's a counter nightfall actually to just stop them.
Hasn't slowed Jaw down, of course. And here comes that G2 Nightfall. It's allowed Jaw to emerge here without being heard. And Boo again tries to get up in that box corner, but it's Wood with the emergence from B main. Pops the door open, gets two. Lee finally neutralizes Benji on the A side. This will provoke big. Hasn't slowed. Nope, that's the play, Wyatt. Close
Players
by.
won't be able to hear you.
This wall solo right now with an op.
Always potential.
So what is the plan here? Trip is so passive again. The weak side A.
Players won't be able to hear you.
Heretics have made decent reads.
Nope, that's the play, Wyatt.
That's a counter nightfall actually to just stop them.
Why are they not doing anything with... Isn't this just an easy B split angle right here? Like, isn't it an easy B split angle?
And here comes that G2 Nightfall. It's allowed Jaw to emerge here without being heard. And Boo again.
I mean, they do the York. Okay, they do a combo.
Emergence from B main. Pops the door open.
Leaf gets the kill on A.
Finally neutralizes Benji on the A side. This will provoke.
In there, it was straight up now. It's going to cover up
Okay.
the stairs, so that sight line.
This should be a win, right?
Pretty
For
devious.
G2.
Heretics don't know about
Yeah, I watched Corrode already, Zish.
Now, the one critical piece of util is that Rians does still have one proud
think they're just scared of
try
Wu.
and locate a
I don't think so.
Ideally, of course,
I don't think G2 are the kind of team who's just like that, you know?
hits activation.
Trent's gonna pick
They
up
would be
the
scared
ball.
of him if they had like no Prados or
That's
something.
the op play.
Wait, what the fuck?
Trent's gonna pick up this rubble.
What is Trent doing?
From the map and remove that hits activation.
Trent's gonna
He stood in the middle of nowhere. Oh, is he trying to op? Is Trent trying to op?
pick up this rubble position, but Wood sees him coming. That's the op player down. Inside.
With the Viper ult up, you don't even need to peek either though. Like, you can just play passive.
Course over towards that stairs direction. Leaf is present. Here's Mini Boo steps up.
Okay.
Cut down. It's all about Rians now. Has to give it a tap. Leaf very, very low. Rians also came down. What an ungodly flick. Pit comes down.
Okay.
That.
No, he's just looking the wrong way.
Allows him to know right where to put the crosshair. On a couple rounds now, it's been Team Heretics able to
Thank you,
on
Anthony
that A side
Hooge.
onto Benji when he's playing their solo.
Hoog?
Picking him off.
Anthony,
Leaf
thank you
here
very
was
much.
working that lurk wall, this time with an op in hand. And honestly, forced the issue. Knew that Benji was trying to play pretty cannily on that A side. Still managed to dig him out from around a corner. So, Heretics timeout here. Certainly feels like momentum starting to turn against them. But there's a reasonable bite in the works here. They can still put together a solid round.
Nobody held his baby door. He should know that his baby door isn't covered there. Like,
G2 have done a wonderful job being back into the
it's
game.
not their
Playing
job to
out of
cover
place, but
baby
Heretics
door.
rotates and then exploiting that A site. That is
It's their job to play for the Viper ult.
victory. And I think they
So
are
he should know that he's not going to be covered.
one of those you can pivot, afford quite yet. Brown is going to have it.
Mini Boo gets a phantom. Alright, fast push here up. Rubble fight attempted.
Right, yeah. So right now, so Heretics' game plan is, yeah, it is what like JT was saying. It's like net nade Cs, using those pieces of util to always threaten rebel control, and then you don't know whether the chamber is behind this util or he's just away from that util. Like, it's difficult to find out. So you could be walking into a chamber no matter where you are. But the problem is that G2 have enough utility with their composition to, I think, to beat the chamber or to find that out. Like, nowhere they go should be that unsafe.
Assert themselves and they will.
If they do a default correctly against the chamber and use their drones correctly, I don't
Same time as well.
think
Luke
it's
has
that scary.
forward over towards Mound. Playing up with Boo.
It should be running down sites. They want to get rid of the deadlock wall if they can and make it feel like
Try and teleport away if they really need to. Not if they get hit by so
honestly, you're not necessarily wrong though. They could just game plan rushing a little bit more, to be fair. Like, as soon as they push back the chamber, they can just fucking send it.
Same idea.
Wu disrespects the util every time and just stays. He shouldn't, whilst he's shooting util or disrespecting it, he should be getting shot. Or if he's in an instance like this, he should be getting crunched, in my opinion. On A, I can see him being able to break stuff, but like, he should be getting run down.
From A.
yeah, I think
whilst that happens if possible. It's not 100%. It's not like the easiest thing in the world to do, but their comp is the easiest one to deal with the chamber, in my opinion.
Team work towards B. Rion's very well timed C, so he can escape, and then Wood opens the door
With the weapon as well, he's got the Vandal, and it strikes true.
I think he saw the indicator.
That's
from the
crazy.
headshot through the box, so he kept spamming. Benji now on the proper angle. He sees the barrel. Oh, he's just gonna capture Joel.
That's funny.
There's no escape. Trent might try and break this cocoon up and realizes now the showstopper pop from Miniboo. There's no way forward.
Oh, come on, man, that is
30 seconds.
ridiculous.
That's crazy. It's really nice from Heretics. Again, G2 looking a little bit confused around the chamber.
My God.
Position.
Some shot, so he knows to keep spamming. Then they try to re-clear A.
It is one of those moments where I wonder. Maybe this is going to sound bad, but
Have no fade,
if they had one of their other coaches in the coach booth and not Baby Bear, would it help them problem solve some of the issues they're having, you know?
Just a series of cool little plays from Heretics.
Like, they have Anders and Shaq who are like coachy coaches, right? Like,
A bizarre round, but very cool. And
thank you very much, Grabster.
for me, a trademark.
Like, it's a genuine criticism of me too, because I basically never bothered having an assistant coach with me.
Hit with these little maneuvers, and typically it's only maybe just two pieces being used, but it's creative,
But like,
and it's well timed from Heretics.
I think it's rare in which I wouldn't at least be able to. We would find solutions enough at the time, you know what I mean? But like, if this was the game where like we struggled a lot and like I was by myself in the coach booth and I felt really like, oh shit, like I didn't find a solution to this problem or I couldn't help the boys figure it out, I would start to question whether I needed an extra person in the booth, you know?
Economy just suddenly inflated.
Or just insulated against any volatility. If you're a G2 fan, you're buying the dip right now.
And that time, immediately Woot is forced away from that place where he's loved to off on Chamber. Just get him to TP right to tree, get out of there. They break even that trip that was placed on the ground as well. This is some fast action from G2 taking the space, taking this orb.
This hit back to the mount might also be pretty pacey as well.
Stealth drone could be trouble for Boo.
With also a TP play away potentially.
Yeah, just has to TP right away. Does he dare try to break it and then TP? Fight, take a shot.
Risk the
That'd be pretty
suppression.
risky. I wouldn't be mad at just get out of there. Yeah, he
Bro,
does.
it's Boo we're talking
I
about.
know, it's Boo we're talking. Yeah, 99% chances to just get out of their line, and I think it's very appropriate.
He is going to be suppressed here, having to back up on the site, so hard to...
Did I lose his post plan?
Util out. Did still get a dark cover.
Full retake C. So someone's asking, how do they retake C? Let's actually have a look. Net nade. Oh, that actually would have been a free kill. I don't know how. I think someone said FNS said like Raze is not as good as Neon Euro, and I'll pretend to agree with him just for the sake of agreeing with him, but like I don't agree with him. But like to say that when you're seeing the composition like this, and what we're seeing in these moments means that like surely you would at least give it to them in this moment, you know? Like the amount of nade plus combo value there has been is very high. At a moment like this should have been a 5v4, you know?
It's a little bit too much to the left. Oh no.
Still though, waterfall control's been held by Heretics.
What was the difference maker of this game? The difference maker was in the first half, G2 should have won like ludicrous amounts of rounds, but they lost a 4v2, which resulted in Heretics having a bye, where I think they would have gone eco, and then won an ult round, which meant that they went into the eco themselves. Like, Heretics snowballed 3 rounds off of a 4v2. And then now on the attack side, G2 is not playing well against the chamber. I don't think G2 are playing well against Woot's Chamber. There is a very solid argument, I think, that G2 are a far better defensive team than attacking team. They do play comps in which are generally more defense-sided though. But when I watch their defenses, I'm more impressed with them with their attacks right now. Their bind attack was quite crap when I watched it. Their Haven attack, I haven't seen enough of it, but they did farm. But their Ascent attack is by far their best. Their Ascent attack is by far their best. The only problem is that they've only ran a couple of defaults in which it'll be interesting to see now when they're playing against better competition in general how they adjust to some of those things. But yeah, the Lotus attacks have been iffy. And then Crowd has been kind of iffy, you know. Their defense is phenomenal though. Like their defense is beautiful.
Goes down, takes a risk trying to take some space.
This is to the wrong wolf inside of him. Special delivery holds Heretics at bay for a time. And off that paranoia, they might look to go for it. Here's Miniboo. Pretty patient, trying to get forward. Ends up being a trade as he steps up. Jonas taken down.
They've not been tested for as good as Ascent teams. That's fair. But I think their defense is ludicrously strong on Ascent. Their defense macro is good, and their Ascent attack is decent. How did they get the initial pick on Jog? Jog went for a push. Sorry. Leaf paths backwards. They still have Paranoia smoke. Do they smoke top side? Yeah. That's nice by Leaf. 11 HP, 3v1. You gotta respect it. I wonder if they stick with the Ascent comp. I know people are more familiar with the comp. I think that honestly they're the only team I've watched where I feel impressed watching them play that comp. I think the problem, like, it's not that people sussed that comp out, it's that the people playing that comp weren't playing it very well. And I think G2 play it better. I do think that they could run into some issues against certain comps playing it, but I still think that comp is super strong. It's just that there is a reason to play the Vice and Chamber, and like a lot of defenses I was seeing wasn't really utilizing that very well. And then they weren't conditioning stuff well for the Chamber. And the attack side was very, very much just like, there was lots of gaps in the attack side to teams not named G2. But the problem is that G2 were in America is playing against worse teams, so like maybe it looks good on paper, but fundamentally in practice it might be hard to execute against teams that are better. I don't know. Thank you very much, Scope. This round is criminal. Are they lose a 2v4? They're gonna lose this game, having lost 2v4s.
He's always had the rendezvous as a bit of a, a plug pull option, but there he was well out of its range. Leaf always good in those 1v1s on random extremities.
There's no way they're trying to go for this. The remaining 3 players have no money at all, but they're going in! The timing for the way they're trying to go for this. The remaining 3 players have no.
Why is Leaf doing this nonsense? That's uncharacteristically bad from G2.
Tucked in the corner with the stinger. Jaw sitting in the back of the side, a slightly safer spot, but double down on Team Heretics. You cannot be serious. down and low, sees the Prowler come through and then realizes there's real follow-up behind it. Little swing, little flick now, it's all down. Taboo needs a tap. Valor with the classic in air, and Boo is got the shot away. There's no reaction on his face, he's calling the cucumber. What is that? Nuts
That's
going.
so stupid.
This should not be happening. Whose idea is that?
Take over to 2 versus 4. How does Riens get the 2 here?
How do you feel as a coach if and when your team is winning a substantial portion of rounds off of hero plays in a game?
I cannot believe what I'm seeing.
Like the way it works is like when you start winning rounds of hero plays, like your job as a coach is to still find what the solutions to problems are, and you're happy that your players are giving you a buffer to find solutions for those problems, and you might even it's a very nice situation to be in because the other team is probably going to take a timeout for you, if that makes sense. So they like your players popping off means they give you a buffer to start thinking about how to solve whatever problem it is, but then also the other team is likely to give you the timeout that you need too. So it's really nice.
All right, collect ourselves for a moment. G2 definitely don't have much time to rest on their laurels. Big ping, couple players got spotted out there by that horn, and Valen.
Do you think Leaf's spot at pillar is irredeemable? Yes.
Collect ourselves for a moment.
It's irredeemable in a 4v2 to play that position.
Big ping, couple players got spotted out there.
It's a 2v4 position, not a 4v2 position.
Rest on their laurels. Big ping, couple
Valen's ulted into spawn.
there by that horn, and Valen deep, very.
Jogamo TP's across?
All right, collect ourselves for a moment. G2 definitely don't have much time to rest on their laurels. Big ping, couple players got spotted out there by that horn.
What? Jog commits to this TP? There's some miscoms happening this round.
They've got Heretics name.
They've just ran into 4 players.
Might be caught there, but they brought Benji down. 7 in the chamber. Boo only with 5 bullets. Heretics are gonna stand their ground as G2 are trying to weasel out of the situation. 5 ball drop, doesn't have the juice. Leave them Trent now. Would love to sneak back into the fray. And Boo says, I'll have my third. Trent is at 5 HP. And it's gonna be Heretics moving to match point. It's the only thing standing in their way. Hear it here.
They don't need to take. This would be an all-time Valorant moment.
Nah, drone is pointless here, right? You want to use this time to actually do something, not drone.
Can somehow manage a way to win this 1 versus 3.
And the draw on every inch of his experience, his collected nature, his nonchalance. Tough to rattle this guy. But a 1v3 against one of the best teams in the
Where do you sit in a 1v3 here?
Trent here's Woot.
You can't sit true.
Straight. The stairs that starts off themselves. The way that they win.
The last victory for Heretics to 1 year later to open up champions, the beginning of their journey, trying to get back to the grand finals as they did last year.
Joel here, of course, in drift, sees it all. Woot. Rendezvous on.
There's just 3 people here again. Yeah, that
Joel pretty deep here in the side.
Heretics are in like the right
Boo just
spot every time.
Ready, he has his back and whoa!
G2 are doing a very good job of like,
Boo's waiting for even more of this action.
yeah,
G2 get themselves up on
of finding weak sites.
Bulldog and Phantom at 2v5.
Yeah.
Heretics at their best. G2
I don't think G2 played a particularly good game against the Chamber. I think they still should have won this game. Like, they lost 2 4v2s.
Low HP, in danger of the spam repost now that he has that.
Leaf won that 3v1, which is a good counter. But I think that the 4v2 was so impactful on Heretics' defense. They won them 3 rounds in a row.
The home crowd knows that this is time.
A pivot to Beaver. Benji Fishy will be waiting. Teeth bared. Lips licks.
Do you agree that the Drew 2 Crow comp was shy?
He offered up as Valor needs to extricate himself.
It's pretty bad. I think Sage is really nice though.
Decayed down.
I think the Sage is really nice.
Somebody dealt with.
Do you have dry coughs? You're just sick. I don't know what dry coughs are. I have some kind of infection that I'm trying to fight off right now.
Breathing down the back of his neck.
Yeah. GG's. Yeah. Ultimately, it's nice to see Heretics shoot their guns again. Like in it, you know what I mean? Like they were not shooting their guns at all. Yeah, I think if they change Cypher for Viper, that comp's pretty good. I still would change the Raze for a Yoru though. Sasha thinks they use that comp to counter double duelist. I don't think so. I think like JT was saying, like they unless they had a read that they think that everyone's playing double duelist this event. I don't. One, I think Cypher is bad against double duelist nowadays. And two, I don't think they specifically would have prepped for Heretics. You didn't leave this game feeling too crazy confident in Heretics? No, but like, okay, on the flip side though, Bacon, how shit were they before in some of those games? Like, how bad were they? Like, they were not shooting their guns straight. Like, at least now it looks like they got a little bit of oomph behind them, you know what I mean? Like, to be able to take a 2-0 versus G2, no matter how iffy some of the G2 stuff was, I think is a good sign for Heretics, at least doing something and not just bombing out, you know what I mean? Benji was offline. I mean, Benji was a little bit offline, but I don't think... It's interesting to see Benji's performances are always better in playoffs and internationals, I think, than in regular season. And then for Woot, it was like usually the opposite, I think. If they can just find some form of consistency individually, like it would be... I think Benji was like good in 2024, but he was like impactful. He wasn't like he could take over sometimes, and he would have impactful moments, and he was more impactful than statistical, if that makes sense. In my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, like that first map was a 2024 Benji type performance where he would just have one of those games. Yes, we're done for the day. I'll raid Sliggy. Thank you guys for joining. I'll be back tomorrow for some review. I suspect we'll be watching Fnatic tomorrow, because it's fun to flame Fnatic. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Watching. See you guys in a bit. We got 8 seconds, 7, 6. I should do something funny in these 10 seconds every time I raid someone, because I never know what to say. See you guys in a bit.